Wi-Fi fixes problems like magic. It boostifies speeds to your devices when you need it most and makes your favorite Wicked content sparklify on every screen. All while a spell of protection helps keep your family safe online. When you're out in Oz, Xfinity Mobile joins Wi-Fi and 5G to keep your phone connected from here to the Emerald City. If you had the most intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity, everything would work together for good. And now you can cast a spell to stop time and keep your internet bill steady for 5 whole years with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No contracts or commitments with amazifying equipment included. Xfinity, imagine that. And see Wicked for good, only in theaters November 21st. Restrictions apply, select plans only. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him, it's a sack!
Sixers.
Oh, baby!
And Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Finally!
This is Hanging with Hennig.
I have friends everywhere.
On 97.3 ESPN Radio, South Jersey.
In New Jersey. Am I right? Yeah.
Live feed on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
It seems to run on some form of electricity. Well, you're not wrong.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together.
Now, here's your host.
He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Josh Hennig.
It is 2nd down and 8. Okay.
Well, apparently the Eagles game was so bad yesterday that playing the audio of Mel Reese calling one of the plays from yesterday completely died on me as we start this show. That's how bad the Eagles game was yesterday. I can't even play the Mel Reese cut to start the show. Josh Hennig here in the Dr. Squatch Virtual Studio, streaming live on YouTube and X at Josh Hennig at 973 ESPN. Joining me today in the studio to get more into the Eagles' embarrassing loss yesterday, we have Haley Taylor-Simons joining us for the first time on Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. Alex Berardis is back in the studio. And all of you out there can text in at 609-403-0973. Me and Haley and Alex, I think, all kind of got the memo. We're all wearing dark colors to some extent here, so I guess we're all mourning the Eagles' loss yesterday in some capacity. Is that the messaging here, Haley?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this was one of the worst Eagles games that I have seen. So I am wearing all black to kind of just be miserable, honestly. There's no good, way to describe it. I'm upset.
Alex?
I've been dead since yesterday. I had to go. I went to the tailgates yesterday. I was in South Philadelphia. Vibes were high. Vibes were real high. And then they just came crashing down so fast. It was abysmal to watch. On national TV, well, streaming, whatever you want to call it. But we were the only game on yesterday.
It was nationally streaming.
Yeah. We'll go with that. We were the only game on yesterday, and that's the performance we put on for the world. Well, they deserve to get booed.
Well, I got a lot of things to complain about today, and of course, let's get into the show. Cayden Steele from NJ.com is going to join us coming up in about 20 minutes or no. We'll get his perspective from in the locker room because I don't know about you guys, but I thought there were some weird comments after the game yesterday by some of the players. Also, we have our fantasy football conversation each and every week with Andy McNamara, presented by Tropicana Atlantic City in the Gridiron Pit. By the way, I can officially announce we will be back at Tropicana Atlantic City in the Gridiron Pit on December 27th. Why is December 27th relevant? Because there is a full day of NFL and bowl games on December 27th. So you want to be at the Gridiron Pit inside Tropicana Atlantic City for a day like that. Or if you're like Jeff from Ocean City, you'll probably just spend half your time at the blackjack table. But anyway, For some reason, Jeff from Ocean City is the only person I know who goes to Tropicana and wins every time he goes there. So good for Jeff from Ocean City. But we got a lot to get to here on the show. We will touch on some Flyers and Sixers talk as well a little bit later. But off the top, if I can just have a moment here, because Dave Klemick mentioned this before. We had a 2-hour pregame show yesterday at the Winter Village of Seattle City. It was an amazing day. The sun was blasting in my face. I wasn't that cold. But we said it. Not once, not twice. I lost track of times. The problem with the Philadelphia Eagles is the offense. The defense is not in a position to give up points if the offense does their job. And I'm tired of having the conversation about who to blame, because who to blame doesn't matter anymore. I'll tell you who is to blame. Everyone's to blame. And for as much as I have ripped into A.J. Brown this year, I love one of his answers yesterday, because he was asked, hey, is there need to be a change in personnel or with the play calling? And he said, that's a crazy question. And then they followed up like, well, should there be? He's like, no, there shouldn't be. And he dismissed it like it was the dumbest idea in the world. That might be the best answer A.J. Brown's given all year, because the problem with this team is the team. Chris Long made a comment last week on the Green Light podcast where he said that the problems with this team go beyond just the offense. This team looks like that street ball team that shows up, they pick 5 guys who don't know each other, they go on the court and they play, and they have a modicum of functionality because they know how to play basketball. That's the Philadelphia Eagles right now. They look like a team that does not practice together, that does not work together. They just showed up one day, they didn't communicate before the game, and they were like, run go routes, run slants, run hooks. And so many times, Jalen Hurts, 3-step, 5-drop, 7-drop. When your back foot hits, you're supposed to release the ball. And when that back foot hits, the release of the ball has to line up with where the receiver is in his route. And at least 60% of the time, that is not happening. That is not just a play calling issue. That is a team issue. And the problem is, I said this numerous times before the season, I got criticized for it here on 97.3 ESPN. Josh Hennig hanging out with you with Haley Taylor-Simon and Alex Berardis in the 97.3 ESPN studios. I've said numerous times before the year, the fact that you chose Kevin Batullo was part of the problem. The fact that you have the youngest defense in the NFL is the problem. There is no adult in the room for this team. There is no grown-up who's sitting there walking around saying, this is not good enough. Hey, Kevin, you don't know what you're doing. There's no veteran offensive mind on this coaching staff. Now, whether that's because Nick Sirianni is a sensitive little bee or what it is, I don't know. But there is some reason why this team does not have a veteran on the defensive side. Because remember, when John Gannon was the coach, who was the veteran in his ear? It was Vic Fangio, okay? There has never been, outside of Kellen Moore, a guy brought in from the outside to help this team. That's the first problem. The second problem, did we really believe, outside of just hoping for the best, that Brandon Graham was going to come in here and fix this locker room? Okay, we all love BG. BG's an amazing human being. If anyone's ever met BG, he's the nicest human being on planet Earth. But BG is not a guy walking around MFing people. He is not the guy who, I always go back to 2017. And I love the story it gets told by, we had Bo Allen on a couple of years ago when we were in Seattle for the Connor Barwin pickleball tournament. And Bo Allen and Jake Elliott told us a story about how when the Carson Wentz injury happened in 2017, Bo Allen said that Malcolm Jenkins and Chris Long and some of the other veterans basically went around and almost got physical with people. Like telling people, you need to put on your big boy pants, you need to get the bleep up, and we got to go. There's nobody in this locker room doing that. It's like with the Phillies this past year. There was nobody in the Phillies locker room to tell Nick Castellanos to shut up, stop being a child, and go out and play baseball. You're making $20 million. There's nobody in the Eagles locker room. There's no adult in the room. And so that's where I start with Haley and Alex, which is this team is a byproduct of a failed offseason. You did not plan accordingly. You assumed that the inexperienced would grow up. Well, they haven't grown up without any leadership. Alex, you go ahead first.
Well, if that was the start, we got a long show today. And I hate agreeing with a guy like Billy Schwein, even though coworker, I host his show, but his always biggest gripe was Jalen Hurts is too quiet on the sideline, doesn't do enough. I'm starting to get to that point where, hey, I'd like to see Jalen Hurts come to the sideline, slam his helmet on the ground, push a gator, get in someone's face, yell something. Because every time you see, he just goes over, he puts his jacket on, he sits down, and same even keel look on his face. We need some sort of emotion out of our leader on this team. But isn't that what Nick Sirianni's kind of here for? Because if he's not the one who's calling the plays on offense, if he's the one not calling the plays on defense, his whole thing was locker room and brotherhood and getting these guys to run through a wall for him. This team looks lethargic. He's lost this locker room. He's lost this team. And if he's just allowing everything to conspire the way it is, it comes down to the head coach. He's the one who's always the rah-rah guy, getting in referees' faces, getting the crowd, going at it with the crowd. I haven't seen anything to where he can right this ship right now. Because, one, we've already seen it in 2023 with that collapse, and we're starting to tread down that path again. I just think Sirianni's got to get a hold of this. I don't know, maybe get physical with some guys like you said. I don't know, but he's got to get some life into this team because this locker room is dead.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You brought up about Jalen Hurts and his demeanor. I mean, it's so calm and it's not amped up enough. But with Sirianni, he was supposed to be the vibes guy, He shaved his head and bald Sirianni era and the vibes came. And I just want to point out, in 2023, the Eagles began to collapse week 13. That's when the collapse began, and we're kind of seeing some similar patterns, but I think we're all kind of maybe not really focusing on something that I consider a big problem, and that was the loss to the Giants. We don't talk about that enough because we were all upset about the Phillies, and that to me was the moment where it hit me. Man, this Eagles team may not be good enough. And I think the defense, they had to step up big time. And maybe not in yesterday's game as much, but in all the previous weeks, the defense has led this team. It's the offense. The offense is an issue. There's drama, there's complaining. And you know what? Quite honestly, Jalen Hurts isn't getting blamed enough. We're all so quick to blame Kevin Patullo. But how about your QB1?
Listen, I don't mind blaming Hurts because of the fact, and listen, I was a Hurts guy from the very beginning. I was one of the few people in media who was not against the Eagles drafting him in 2020. But that was also part of the part of the reason why people like me and Billy Schwein, as you mentioned, Alex, the old school versus the new school argue, because I care about intangibles more than if you could throw the ball 100 yards. Okay, Hurts has the intangibles, but I think the intangibles are failing him right now because, as you mentioned, Alex, he's not showing the requisite leadership in this situation. He's too stoic. He's too buttoned up. He's too, I am a robot. Like, I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Terminator 3.
Yes.
Where the scene where John Connor is trying to tell. I love how Haley immediately said yes. Alex looking like I'm nuts.
I'm just not a movie person.
Okay.
And I hate that, but I'm just not. Yeah, no.
Oh.
I'm a big movie guy. But in Terminator 3, there's a scene where John Connor is trying to convince T2, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's machine, that, hey, I'm John Connor. You don't want to do this. He goes, will is irrelevant. I am a machine. That's what I feel like Jalen Hurts is. He is a machine. He has no ability to turn the switch to something else. And I'm getting to the point where I do agree with what you're saying, Haley, to an extent, where I think part of the problem is Jalen, he's so afraid to go off script. He doesn't have which is ironic, because if his mentor is Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan went through a metamorphosis like 8 times in his career. Like, I remember being younger and watching Jordan. He went from being the ball hog to them saying, you can't play defense. And he said, okay. He became Defensive Player of the Year. Then they said, you can't pass the ball. Then he was one of the league leaders in assists. Then they said you can't win a championship. Then he wins 3 championships. Then they said you can't play baseball. Then he plays baseball. He failed at it, but he tried it. Then he came back, and when he came back the second time, he was a different Jordan. That's when he started bringing in the post move more. That's when he started getting big and physical. And basically, he would look at a guy who was a skinny basketball player and say, I'm going to ruin your life. Like, Jordan went through this metamorphosis so many times, and it's ironic that Hurts is hanging around with MJ, but the MJ ain't rubbing off. The MJ metamorphosis ain't rubbing off, Alex. It's like Jalen doesn't have the ability to change gears.
Well, isn't that kind of what happened in the Super Bowl, though? Kansas City Chiefs said, and Steve Spagnuolo said, hey, we're going to sell out completely on the run. We're going to let Jalen Hurts beat us. And you know what he did? He went out there and beat them pretty easily.
But there's a difference between game plan evolution.
But now also
and being who you are evolution is what I'm saying.
I'm seeing all this criticism to him where he's turning the ball over. Everyone was criticizing him beforehand for not taking shots downfield, for not taking the shots. Look, yeah, he made a bad pass that ended up being the interception, but isn't that what everyone's been clamoring for this guy to take some shots? And now that he did take a shot and it ended up backfiring once, now he's getting criticized because he's turning the ball over? Yeah, the tush-push thing, now hold on to the ball. Yeah, no doubt. But
that was a weird play,
yeah,
too. Because
it's happened before this season. We just got lucked out the first time that it happened. Also, can the NFL make it clear on what stopping forward progress is? Because yesterday there was one point.
They'll never do that.
There was one point where Kyle Monangai got stopped behind the line of scrimmage on a 3rd and
they didn't
3.
Blow the whistle.
They didn't blow the whistle
for
and got
5 seconds.
Yeah, and got pushed for the first down. So NFL, make that clear before you do anything else. But I just think at this point, anything Jalen Hurts does, he's getting criticized for. He's starting to throw the ball downfield, turns it over, gets criticized for it. Wasn't doing that, was getting criticized for it. I don't know what you want this guy to do. Look, I'm not saying he played great yesterday. I don't think anybody on that team played great, maybe except for A.J. Brown.
A.J. played good.
Yeah, A.J. played good, but
he played good because they forced the ball to him, not because
he made that deep.
Right, but still, he played good.
Yeah, the first touchdown, that was all him. I think Hurts might have put it where he wanted to, kind of just pulling out straws here, but yeah, that was all AJ. But there was something that I noticed yesterday where it's hard for me to say it is the team is falling apart, but it's like after that touchdown, AJ went up to Jalen Hurts and they smacked each other in the helmet and headbutted each other. I think this team, they're playing for each other. They're just not listening to what the guys who are on top are saying, or they're just not. It's going in one ear and out the other at this point with the coaching staff.
Well, then that goes back to the 2023 conversation because that's what happened in 2023. Brian Johnson was so bad, the players started calling their own plays. And remember, that was the interception in Seattle, for example. That was a situation where if you even go back to the 49ers game, there was a slant pattern. I think it was 3rd and 9 against the 49ers. The Eagles were down 17-0 at the time. And there was a slant pattern, and Jalen threw it to a spot. The receiver didn't go there. It was A.J. Brown. He kind of looked at Jalen like, what was that? And Jalen just shook his head and walked to the sideline. And then Brian Johnson tried to talk to him. He got to the sideline. He walked right past him. And by the way, that's my favorite part of this Eagles season. Whenever the sideline shows Hurts interactions with Patullo, he always looks like he was handed a moldy meal. Jalen always looks like he's the most disgusted person in the world with with these guys. It is absolutely hilarious to me.
That's why when I was listening to the locker room before we came on here today, Billy was talking about maybe letting Jalen Hurts take over the offense. And look, the media says what they want, but I think in that LA Rams game, when we came back in the second half, me personally, I think Jalen Hurts took over and said, this is all me now going into that second half, because the first half was so bad that he said, I have to do something about it. And that's maybe that killer instinct that, like you said, Josh, MJ could possibly put upon Jalen, that killer instinct to where he's going to say, hey, we can lose, but it's going to be because I'm going to have something to say about it. I'm not just going to fall over and just die easily. I'm going to say something about this. I would love to see that about Jalen going into this backstretch of the year this year, but we're just going to have to wait and see.
Got a couple messages coming in. Of course, you can text in at 609-403-0973. Jeff from Ocean State is actually watching on the stream today. Usually text in at 609-403-0973. But he says, I'm disgusted with the Eagles. It feels like 2023 all over again. First round playoff loss is coming. Kevin Patullo has to go now. Well, the problem is, as Jeff in Ocean City is saying, he may want him gone, but nobody else does, because everyone loves Kevin Patullo. Remember before the year it was, Kevin's great, we love Kevin, KP's our boy. And Alex has heard me bring this analogy up numerous times here, so I'll give it to you, Haley. We all have that friend you never want to work with, okay? Yes. You'll hang out with them, you'll have drinks with them, you'll go do whatever with them, go to the beach, whatnot. But you do not want to be in business with them. You do not want to depend on them for your professional success. And to me, that's what Kevin Patullo is. Kevin Patullo is the buddy everybody loves. You like him. You appreciate him. You're afraid to hurt his feelings, but it's like he should not be working with you.
I'll hurt his feelings. I have no problem doing that. I'm leaving the Eagles game yesterday. I'm walking out of the link, and everybody is chanting, bleep Kevin Patullo, because everyone is so fed up with him. And I think that Jalen Hurts, he's the kind of guy, when he gets two in his head, he's not going to perform well. And Kevin Patullo, I am telling you, is two in Jalen Hurts' head. These play calls are atrocious. And at the end of the day, this Eagles team is not going to repeat with Kevin Patullo making the calls. I don't care if he's Sirianni's friend. I don't care. I don't care about feelings. I care about winning. This Eagles team is not going to find success with Kevin Patullo. And by the way, I didn't mention this. There was chants inside the link from fans, including myself, fire Kevin.
We could hear that on the TV.
You could hear it on the TV?
Yeah. Yes, you could hear it on TV.
Yeah, because it's true.
Well, it was also because, for those who didn't, for you, Haley, didn't see the game on TV, Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, probably 10 times.
They were so fair weather, too. I got to say. They were, hating on the Eagles from jump
they
street.
were practically enjoying the fact that they were getting booed. So, they would, stop what they were doing. Listen to these fans. Listen to them boo. Is this wild? Yeah, it's wild. That was another thing about the game yesterday that drove me nuts. It was almost like the production meeting. So, just pull the curtain back. So for us in media, before we have a show, we have a production meeting. We talk about the show. We have emails, conversations, text. So it almost felt like the producers at Amazon told Herbstreit and Al Michaels, yo, every time they boo, we got to highlight it. It'll be funny. And I'm sure the fans of the 31 other teams were laughing hysterically, but us Eagle fans were just sitting there with our arms crossed being like, we're booing for a reason. It's not for, just for the entertain you.
I have two things here. One's a statement to that, and then I have a follow-up question about what Jeff from Ocean City was saying. I think, if anything, ownership. Hey, I was at a tailgate yesterday. Jeffrey Lurie came to my tailgate yesterday. Him and the Hard Knocks crew were coming. I think maybe him and Howie Roseman might have to take a look at yesterday's game. We were the only game on TV yesterday. Everyone was watching this game.
Right.
This is the performance and the crowd reaction that the entire country saw yesterday. How does that... You think season ticket members like that? You think fans like that? You think the owners like that? No. If that's not something to say a change needs to be made, I don't know what is then. Now, the question I have, listeners at home, here in the studio, Jeff, anybody, you mentioned a first-round loss. If we tread down this trajectory that we're going, and we just trudge into the playoffs, limp in, possibly lose the division to the Cowboys, get a wild card spot, and we lose in the first round, maybe it's not just Kevin Patullo that's gone. I think Sirianni might be kicking the can too.
Okay, let's save that for later because I strongly disagree with that take. So we'll
you think
get
if
to that
it goes down 2 collapses in 3 years?
Listen, I understand what you're saying, but I think that, and I'm going to use Doug Peterson's situation as an example. We don't have time to get to it right now because we got to get to break. We got Cayden Steele coming up, but I will just say this really quick. When Doug Peterson was fired, there was a couple of specific reasons, but Doug Peterson didn't make the playoffs this final year. If you fire a man who's made the postseason, you're sending a bad message to the world that the players are not accountable for their $100 million contracts. The head coach is to blame. And the head coach who won you a championship, who is the only head coach in Eagles history that has been to multiple Super Bowl appearances. The problem isn't, to me, Sirianni. Because if you're going to blame Sirianni, then you got to blame Howie Roseman. Because when they fired Doug Peterson years ago, that was a Jeffrey Lurie call to fire Doug. So we'll get to that a little bit later, but we got to get to break. Hanging with Hennig, he's Alex Berardis. I'm Josh Hennig, along with Haley Taylor-Simon here in the 97.3 ESPN Studios. Hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN, and don't forget, Hanging with Hennig being brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook, the only sportsbook app offering you Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action, earn perks on every game, like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code Radio20X. Place your first bet of $1 or more for your chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in New Jersey are 21 or older. Max bet at $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings, $2,000 $500 per bet. Profit Boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We'll talk more about the Eagles. Cayden Steele from NJ.com. He was in the locker room after the game yesterday. We'll get his perspective on what the players had to say here on Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle City, and streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. It's a critical showdown in the AFC South.
First and goal from the 8. Stroud throws in, so great hands, caught, touchdown.
Will C.J. Stroud return, or will Davis Mills lead to Houston, Texas into Indianapolis against Daniel Jones and a first-place Colts?
Jones throwing, caught by Downs at the 1, and in for the touchdown.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at noon.
This football season, catch every game at the best sports bar in South Jersey. Yesterday's Creekside Tavern in Marmora features every Eagles game with the sound on, along with the biggest college football games on their TVs every Saturday. Don't miss out on yesterday's nightly food specials starting at 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, along with reverse happy hour specials 9 p.m. to close each week. Plus, with the Flyers and Sixers season starting up, the place to be to watch the game is yesterday's Creekside Tavern on Roosevelt Boulevard in Marmora. So call your friends and catch all the games at the Y.
Making your home look brand new is what Work of Art Construction can do for you. Ready to remodel your bathroom or have a kitchen makeover? Art Masker has 40 years of experience in construction and knows how to make your home look like a work of art. Want to install a new back deck or invest in a new front door? Just call Art Masker at 609-788-4271 to learn more. Visit Work of Art Construction on Instagram to see how Work of Art Construction can make your home look brand new. Beautify your home with Work of Art. Call him at 609-788-4271 and let them make your home truly a work of art.
Black Friday savings are here at the Home Depot, which means it's time to add new cordless power to your collection. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from one of our top brands like Ryobi or Milwaukee, you'll get a select tool from that same brand for free. Click into one of our best deals of the season and stock up on tools for all your upcoming projects. Get Black Friday savings happening now at the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Oh no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Go for holiday bliss. Whether naughty or nice, you are not going to want to miss this. Go for nights that shine with friends, a toast so fine. Go to find Santa's place. Go to see that smiling face. Go to give the gift of cheer with the card that brings dreams near. With endless fun and things to do, it is the gift that keeps on giving too. Go for the dazzling lights, it's quite a sight. Go to Ocean Casino Resort for holiday magic of every sort.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. You'll find exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 50% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Nothing goes together better with game day than world-famous wings, tails and ears from the Piccalilli Inn. Choose mouth-watering flavors like Jim Beam Maple, Garlic Parm, Hot Honey, Spicy or Classic Buffalo, plus 6-packs to go. Skip the lame chains and order from the original Piccalilli Inn, Route 206, Chemung, New Jersey. Order now at Piccalilli.com.
If you can't stop in, stop back. The Piccalilli Inn.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,400 off, plus get free delivery on select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Caesars Sportsbook app is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Max bet at $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now back to Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
You blitz all night.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
It is 2nd down and 8. Again, 3 wide receiver, 3 tight ends. This time, back, pass, into the end zone. Touchdown. It goes straight to Komet. And this is really getting out of hand. A 28-yard touchdown pass from Williams to tight end Cole Komet.
As heard here on 97.3 ESPN yesterday, Mel Reese deflated as Cole Komet scored that touchdown as the Eagles, well, they found a way to lose the game. We'll get into more of it now. What is the state of this team? We are being joined now by Cayden Steele. Of course, he covers the Philadelphia Eagles for NJ.com. We'll get into more with him as the players had some interesting things to say after the game yesterday. Josh Hennig, Haley Taylor-Simon, Alex Berardis, and Cayden joins us right now on 97.3 ESPN. Cayden, how you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks, guys, for having me.
So you're doing better than the Eagles. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's get into this, Cayden, because I thought that the players' reactions after the game were, I'll say, interesting, right? It was interesting that you have a team that's out there basically trying to make it like, oh, they kept saying we got to do better. But then you had the Saquon comment about, hey, I don't think the problem is the coaching, right? You had A.J. Brown say the same thing. I mean, is that just the players saying what needs to be said, do you think? Or do you think that's a clear sign the players understand that they got to take more of accountability for this?
Yeah, I will say I think part of the problem is coaching for sure. But from the players' perspective, this is nothing new. Jordan Mailata's been saying this since the middle of the season, particularly for the offensive line when he's talked about the run game struggles, that there's been a lack of focus from the players that he's noticed on film where guys just aren't focused. They're not dialed in, the details off, and they're missing blocks or they're just not doing their assignments. And then Saquon came out and said that last night, that there is a lack of focus. So I truly believe the players think a large part of this is execution because we all see the penalties. And to be honest, they're not really playing well. But at the same time, I think that reflects on coaching. I'm not sure if Nick Sirianni's doing as good of a job this year of getting them prepared throughout the week for adjusting, whether that is to just unscouted looks that they're seeing from defenses. I know Kevin Patullo and him, they obviously probably work together on the offensive game plan, or is that just, the fact that they just don't seem as sound and as sharp this year. But of course they're gonna fall on the sword, and they're not gonna go out and publicly rip Kevin Patullo. But I mean, I think coaching is more of the problem, or more than execution. But of course they're gonna say that.
You just mentioned about how they won't criticize him, but isn't that part of the problem, Cayden? The fact they come in this year, it's like, we all love KP. KP's our guy. Everybody has something positive to say about the guy. And now it's like he's turned into the friend that you should have never hired to work at the corner store for your family. Like he feels like the guy who should not have the job, but everybody feels bad because they wanted him to have the job.
Yeah. And I think, that's a part of it. We saw Nick last night saying he got asked first time about what he consider. He said they'll evaluate things. And then he got a follow-up saying, would he, consider changing offensive coordinators? He was like, no, because if he felt like Kevin was the problem, he would make that change. So obviously Nick, has a close relationship with Kevin. He's worked with him throughout his time with the Colts and then brought him with Philly. Is his right-hand man. And maybe he's blind to the fact that, Kevin is a problem because they are close. I mean, I'm not sure if that is the case, but that's definitely a possibility. But yeah, the players generally seem to like Kevin Patul. I think A.J. Brown likes Kevin Patul. He's talked highly about him. Devontae's talked highly about him before. So they are definitely close to him. But it's it was a bad position to start with. And the Eagles won a Super Bowl. It was kind of late to go with an outside hire offensive coordinator. Because of that process, they went a little far, and they have a ton of time to vet candidates outside the organization. So they went with Kevin Patul. And it's obviously backfired because, this offense it's awful. If I'm being frank, they have no solutions right now. And he doesn't have any answers. The players have definitely played a part in it. The offensive line's not playing well. The quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is not playing well. But he's got no answers or solutions to help them get going.
Cayden, you have about 9 days until the Eagles are back in action again. Do you sense that anything is going to change inside the locker room, or do you think that it's just going to be the same old that we're seeing?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, from an offensive perspective, I don't know if there's going to be any coordinator changes. Nick Sirianni's coming out and saying they're not going to be one. Maybe something will happen behind the scenes in the next, whatever days, and that happens. But I'm not sure. I think we're at a point where the Eagles are in trouble. And I don't want to overreact, but they've lost 2 straight. It's been every game this season. They said, I think the biggest indictment was last night Jalen Hurts saying they're still searching for an identity. It's week 13. You can't be searching for an identity at this point in the season. You have guys all year saying they're confident that they're heading in the right direction. The offensive line all year have been saying, we're 1 block away. We're 1 block away. Well, and other than that Giants game before the bye in week 8, they've run the ball poorly throughout the entire year. And I have a hard time believing that they're just 1 block away when you say that constantly and nothing is working. So they've been saying all the right things this year, that they're going to, figure it out and that they're close and they're going to find an identity. But I'm not sure what is going to change in that locker room that is a positive. I'm concerned that this offense just doesn't have any answers and that things are going to continue to sputter despite the talent that they have, and frustration is going to set in. And I think things could get ugly. I know they're 8-4 and they're still in control of their own destiny and they could win the NFC East pretty easily. And maybe they turn things around, but I haven't seen anything offensively or anything from them where they've had concrete answers on how this is going to get better, other than your football speak answers where they just say what you want to hear. That gives you any confidence that the thing is going to get better. So maybe they rally. They did it last year after week 4, but that was week 4, and they obviously could run the ball at a historic rate. They can't do that this year, so I think they're in trouble, and I think they know it a little bit.
Cayden, obviously, as you said, the offense been a problem. Everyone knows it's been a problem. But yesterday, the defense was no better. They were getting gashed, gave up nearly 300 yards on the ground. Is that just, hey, we've been holding our end of the bargain for so long. We played a really good Bears offense yesterday. The dam was going to break eventually. This was just one of our off days. Or is this a problem with all the injuries that they've had that the rest of the year this defense could be looking like how they did yesterday?
Yeah, maybe a little bit in terms of the exhaustion part where they played a lot of snaps this year. But they didn't want to make that excuse after the game. And I don't think that was the problem, because I would say if, the Bears went in the second half and they kind of just took over and had a huge second half, that I would blame it on more the fact that they dominated time of possession, that the Eagles defense is always on the field. But the Bears dominated in the run game from the beginning of that game to the end. The first 2 drives, they set the tone. especially on that second drive with big carries by Common 9 guy of 17 yards, DeAndre Swift at 23 yards. They started picking up big chunks, and then they just continued to gash them. The main reason is I think the Eagles really struggled against outside zone. I mean, they kept misdirection, cutting back horizontally, stretching them out, where guys were getting out of their gaps. And that was the big theme after the game, was that they were just not technically sound. They didn't adjust, and they were getting outside their gaps and leaving these wide holes for DeAndre Swift and Common 9 guy to hit. Some guys brought up they struggled against it last year. They did against the Falcons in week 2 against Bijan Robinson. They went for 152 in that game. They made adjustments, obviously, last year. So I'm not panicking necessarily about the run defense, but technically they weren't sound last night. I think the more concerning part is like they're talking about the game planning aspect and how they struggled against outside zone. I think Vic Fangio is smart and they can come up with adjustments. But this is a defense that got bullied last night. And Bears offensive line that's revamped. They look really good this year. They're one of the best offensive lines in the league. They took a defensive line that I don't know if it's as strong as last year, but it still has Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moore, and Joe on the inside, and dominated them. They bullied them. I mean, they absolutely did. And the Eagles, I think it was 177 yards after, of the amount of yards, I think it was 281 for the Bears. 177 came after contact. So they were missing tackles as well. So everyone at every level of that defense was missing tackles. I feel like every time I looked up, Manangai or Swift was running through a defender, and they were just getting pushed up at the line of scrimmage. And that you don't usually see that from a Vic Fangio defense or this Eagles defense in general with the talent they have. Makes me concerned whether they've lost a little bit of their edge. I mean, 2 weeks ago we're talking about how this defense looks elite again after what they did against Detroit and Green Bay. Now I don't know.
Talk with Cayden Steele from NJ.com, Eagles beat writer at Cayden_Steele19 on the X platform. Joining us here on Hanging with Hennig, along with Haley Taylor-Simon, Alex Berardis on 97.3 ESPN. You just mentioned about, now you don't know about the defense. I'm kind of glad you went there because I don't know how much of the defense is really like the problem and how much of it is, as we've heard guys like Chris Long and others say on their podcast that, the whole team is the problem. It's almost like there's a lack of there's a lack of commitment by the whole team to the job at hand. And that's getting to the point where it's like I'm losing track of if you were Mike Gill in the Sports Bash calls it a pie chart, right? If you're gonna create a pie chart, like what percentage is who to blame. I'm starting to lean more and more to the players are to blame for some of this stuff because Cayden, we came into this year with a locker room with one of the youngest defenses in the NFL, a team that was lacking leadership in certain areas of this team. And it feels like that lack of leadership is coming back to bite them because they use the old term. It doesn't feel like there's an adult in the room, and no offense to BG, but BG is the nicest guy in the world. He's an amazing human being, but he ain't getting in somebody's face and bleeping him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I see your point. And I think the players have deserve a lot of blame for this. And from that aspect, and also maybe we overrated the talent on the Eagles. If we're looking at this defense in particular that we just talked about, I mean, they lost Milton Williams last year. They lost Josh Sweat. I don't think Nolan Smith is the. I mean, I think Nolan Smith has some nice rushes last night, but overall, I don't think they have the personnel and defense that they did last year. And this offense is underperforming. But yeah, it's a locker room that. There's weird vibes right now, Josh, I would say. Like this does not seem like an 8-4 team. The entire year, the offense has seemed angry and upset and just like they haven't felt the same vibes that we saw last year where they were having fun, they felt confident. And for whatever reason that is, if it's a lack of leadership or if they're playing too tight or if they lost some sort of mojo, I'm not sure really where I want to pinpoint it, but I also think it comes back to Nick Sirianni. Then you got a head coach. His whole thing's built on culture and leadership and bringing the guys together and making sure that they're close and that they're all bought in. And I'm not saying they aren't, but something's off. Something's off. And the talent's too good on this team. They've lost something, some sort of spark. And I think that reflects on Nick Sirianni, that his team's not ready and that they're in this weird state where I don't want to say it, but the vibes are kind of similar to 2023. Not all the way there yet, but it is a little similar in how they just seem off.
He's Cayden Steele. Give him a follow at NJ.com for all of his Eagles coverage, as the Eagles have a semi-bye week here. They don't play again until Monday Night Football. So, Cayden, hopefully you get a couple extra minutes and hours of sleep here before you're back at the NovaCare Center trying to chase around what actually is going on with this team. Great stuff, man.
Thank you.
Josh Hennig along with Haley Taylor-Simon and Alex Berardis here in the 97.3 ESPN studios on 97.3 ESPN. Hanging with Hennig is being brought to you by the best meal prep service in South Jersey. That is Prevail Nutrition. For almost a decade, Prevail Nutrition is your local meal prep company located in South Jersey, allowing customers to design their own meal plan, or you could choose from a wide variety of chef-designed meals from their weekly changing Prevail Selects menu. You can order online for pickup or get delivery on orders over $50. Prevail Nutrition delivers to Atlantic and Cumberland counties along with Ocean City. Or you can pick up your meals every Monday and Friday. For more information about why Prevail Nutrition is my go-to choice for prepared meals, visit their website at prevailnutrition.club, or check out Prevail Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram. Find out why Prevail Nutrition is my go-to meal prep service. Order online at prevailnutrition.club. We'll get back to the text board coming up on the other side. I see a bunch of texts that have come in this hour. Mike from the Villas, as well as Andrew in Delaware and others. Keep them coming in. 609-403-0973. We're also live on YouTube and X. You can comment on YouTube as well, as we are streaming live in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedor bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
They score! Konechny on the one-timer, and TK makes no mistake, the power play goal.
It's Flyers Devils tonight. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Flyers hockey all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey. 97.3 ESPN.
Get ready to level up your game day at Tropicana Atlantic City. Introducing Gridiron Pit, powered by Caesars Sportsbook, a high-energy fan zone where blackjack meets big screens, bold bites, and big wins. Play your hand, catch every snap, indulge in tailgate-inspired food and drinks, and spin the big wheel of prizes every Saturday and Sunday throughout football season. Gridiron Pit, where the thrill of the game meets the rush of the table. Located near the cashier cage. Learn more at Caesars.com. Must be 21 or older. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tired of cooking and planning all of your meals each and every day? You need Prevail Nutrition to simplify your life. For almost a decade, Prevail Nutrition is a local meal prep company located in South Jersey that allows customers to design their own meal plan. Or you can choose from a wide variety of chef-designed meals on their weekly changing Prevail Selects menu. You can order online for pickup or get free delivery on orders of over $50. Prevail Nutrition delivers to Atlantic and Cumberland counties along with Ocean City. Or you can pick up your meals every Monday and Friday. Learn more about how Prevail Nutrition can simplify your life. Visit their website at prevailnutrition.club. Check out Prevail Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram. Prevail Nutrition is my go-to choice for prepared meals and food. Order online, like me, at prevailnutrition.club.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,400 off, plus get free delivery on select appliances like LG, America's most reliable line of appliances. Check out the newest LG refrigerator with new mini craft ice, straight from the dispenser. Shop Black Friday savings on select LG appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Imagine being the wizard of your own home. With Xfinity, intelligent self-healing Wi-Fi fixes problems like magic. It boostifies speeds to your devices when you need it most, and makes your favorite Wicked content sparklify on every screen. All while a spell of protection helps keep your family safe online. When you're out in Oz, Xfinity Mobile joins Wi-Fi and 5G to keep your phone connected from here to the Emerald City. If you had the most intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity, everything would work together for good. And now you can cast a spell to stop time and keep your internet bill steady for 5 whole years. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No contracts or commitments, with amazifying equipment included. Xfinity, imagine that. And see Wicked for good, only in theaters November 21st. Restrictions apply, select plans only. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. You'll find exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 50% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
The Piccalilli Polar Pavilion is open. Cozy up with heated igloos for 6, s'mores by the fire, and a special menu of fresh-made cocktails and tasty treats you'll only find in the Pines. See the newly renovated main building and gift shop, full of Piccalilli presents for under the tree. The original Piccalilli Inn, Route 206, Chemung, New Jersey. Order now at piccalilli.com.
If you can't stop in, stop back. The Piccalilli Inn.
Black Friday savings are here at the Home Depot, which means it's time to add new cordless power to your collection. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from one of our top brands like Ryobi or Milwaukee, you'll get a select tool from that same brand for free. Click into one of our best deals of the season and stock up on tools for all your upcoming projects. Get Black Friday savings happening now at the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, you cannot afford to miss the Black Friday used car liquidation sale. Friday and Saturday only at Automotive Avenues in Wall Township in Sewell, New Jersey. Take advantage of over $1 million in price drops, but for only 2 days and only at Automotive Avenues, New Jersey's highest volume used car dealership. This Friday and Saturday. Get there early and don't miss out. Visit Automotive Avenues of Wall or Automotive Avenues of Sewell or online at AutoAvNJ.com.
You're hanging with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Hey, you know what? There's another name you might know me by. Star-Lord.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Who? Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig hanging out with you here on 97.3 ESPN. Don't forget about my friends over at yesterday's Creekside Tavern on Roosevelt Boulevard in Marmora, the best sports bar in South Jersey with all the biggest college football games on the TVs every weekend. Yeah, I know the Eagles lost, but the Flyers play tonight at 7 o'clock. If you want to go out and watch the game, they have the sound on for the Flyers game at yesterday's in Marmora. They are your go-to spot in South Jersey. Also, don't forget about their nightly food specials starting at 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, along with reverse happy hour specials at 9 p.m. to close each week. Yesterday's Creekside Tavern Marmora. We will be back there on December 20th. Lead you up to the Eagles game that day. Yesterday's Creekside Tavern Marmora. Call your friends. Catch all the games at the Y. Back to the text board. Let's get them in. 609-403-0973. I also see people chime in on the YouTube stream. We'll get to you as well. Andrew in Delaware chimes in and says, higher. What on earth was that?
Something malfunctioned over here. That's not on me. Was on me.
Kind of like the Eagles.
That was a moment there.
Yeah.
Did we blame Kevin Patullo for that too?
Kevin Patullo!
Yeah.
Get out of the studio, KP.
KP's trying to help. He's like, I just came here to help.
I try to have the listeners on the stream look at my beautiful face, and then I guess that just means don't do anything. Now I'm just going to sit here in silence. Get to the text.
Andrew in Delaware says, hire Brian Daboll and maybe bringing Kevin Foles to help out with the offensive coordinating. I will say, if you've watched Nick Foles' podcast, he makes some amazing breakdowns of the Eagles' offense that does kind of make me feel like maybe Nick Foles should be like a consultant for this team. What do you guys think?
I mean, at this point, anybody should be a consultant. But no, Nick Foles is actually kind of a smart guy when it comes to the Eagles offense and some of the decisions that he's had on the podcast. I have taken a listen to that. But I mean, I wouldn't be upset at this point, right? It's kind of like anybody, Kevin Patullo, anybody.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty clear that they're not going to go outside the organization.
Nah.
But like,
because they're wimps.
Technically, Nick Foles isn't in the organization right now.
But he was.
But, yeah, he was. And
the Brian Daboll thing is interesting because Brian Daboll is one of the 10 people who has called plays in Jalen Hurts' ear in his lifetime. So I guess the theory would be, hey, he knows him. And let's be realistic. Brian Daboll made Josh Allen, okay? Josh Allen, coming out of Wyoming, was a quarterback who had horrible footwork, horrible accuracy, couldn't read a defense, and Brian Daboll turned into an MVP caliber quarterback, and then Joe Brady kind of like took him to that next level after that. So I wouldn't hate Brian Daboll coming in, but to your guys' point, yeah, Brian Daboll is not part of the Nick Sirianni family. Everything's in the family, you know, with Nick Sirianni. It's all his friends and family plan. Back in the day, I don't know if you guys are old enough, but the old thing used to be you would have all your friends and family like on a list. So you would get like free calling and free texting to them. It was like the coolest thing in the world, like in 2007, like T-Mobile. You like thought you were like really cool back then.
No.
Yeah, you're too young. Let's get the more text here. 609-403-0970. Mike from the Village chimes in and says the team is playing in a trance. There's no fire with this team. No cohesiveness. I hate to say this, but I gotta blame Sirianni. What does Sirianni even do? Something needs to drastically change or else, says Mike in the Village. Kind of leans into what you were saying, Alex.
Well, I have a question also about, it does come down to Sirianni because he's the one that made this call, but curious on your guys' position because I don't think this would have changed the game drastically. I think it would have given the Eagles a better chance yesterday, but the 2-point conversion at the time that they went for 2, were you on board with it? Me personally, I would have taken the PAT and then made it an 8-point game. So then if your defense gets to stop, it comes down to that final possession. But when we didn't get it, we were still down by 2. Thoughts?
See, my problem is that when you got into the fourth quarter, that fumble by Hurts on the tush push was such a gut, like not even a gut punch. It was a slap in the face. That was the moment, like Saquon had those 2 amazing runs. The first time all game Saquon looked like a real running back. And then you fumble the ball. And to me, it was like, at that point, like I was at the Winter Village in Seattle State. We had a great time yesterday. And we were watching, Tiff from Beachy Keen, Amy for the Chamber of Commerce. We were all like huddled around the screen, all watching the game in the heated tent. And we were all also the same thing. We're like, this game's over. So like, it to me, no other decision in the game could have changed anything, at least for me, because it was like, you had a moment to win the game. Like, it could have erased everything before and erased everything afterward. And then the fact that Jalen Hurts looked like, basically looked like he had no emotion after that, I was like, this game's over.
Yeah, no, not good. And when they went for the 2-point conversion, I was not on board with that at all.
Because you're smart.
Yeah. You know what? Hey, I'll take that. I am smart. But you get the extra point. You try to get back the ball, and then you go for it.
Because at least, hey, it was 25% fill at the stadium at that point, but at least you could have gotten the people who stayed, the crowd maybe get back.
I was in the cold.
Yeah, give you some juice to get that
something.
defense to stand up for once yesterday. Not blaming the defense, though.
We'll get more of this coming on the other side. I see people chiming in on the YouTube stream as well. I see Tristan and Jeff both chiming in. Also Chris as well. We'll get to your comments on the other side. Josh Hennig, Haley Taylor-Simon, Alex Berardis, hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN, streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch Virtual Studio, Hour 2 still to come, and our fantasy football conversation with Andy McNamara, brought to you by Tropicana Atlantic City at 1:25.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey.
ESPN Radio. It's a Big Ten rivalry game with playoff implications. 6th-ranked Oregon faces the Washington Huskies in Seattle. The Ducks are looking to lock in a playoff berth. While this will be Washington's biggest win of the season, 6th-ranked Oregon at Washington.
It's College Football Saturday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 3 p.m.
College Football Saturday, brought to you by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Now more than ever, our local neighbors are struggling to put food on the table. South Jersey has one of the highest rates of food insecurity in the state. But we can help through the ACUA's 35th annual Holiday Food Drive, December 1st through the 12th. Here with more is Matt Donofo, president of the ACUA. Matt, the ACUA makes it easy for Atlantic County residents to donate to our neighbors. Tell us about it.
For the first 2 weeks of December, during your normal recycling week pickup, you take a non-perishable food or even things like diapers and feminine hygiene products, place them in a bag, and our collection crews will pick them up as we're picking up your recycling.
And then these items are brought to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Where can we learn more?
ACUA.com, you'll see all the details on how to donate.
Thanks, Matt. I'm Robin Stoloff for Health Update.
It's ACUA's 35th Holiday Food Drive. Leave a clearly marked bag of canned goods by your recycling can on Collection Day during the first 2 weeks of December, and the ACUA will deliver it to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Visit acua.com/food drive for details.
Bush, the iconic band. One night, all their classics. Featuring songs from their hot new album, I Beat Loneliness, as well as all of the fan favorites. Saturday, December 13th, Ovation Hall in Ocean Casino Resort. Special guest, Soul Asylum. Bush. Tickets on sale now at theoceanac.com. Don't miss Bush. Live.
Black Friday savings are here at the Home Depot, which means it's time to add new cordless power to your collection. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from one of our top brands like Ryobi or Milwaukee, you'll get a select tool from that same brand for free. Click into one of our best deals of the season and stock up on tools for all your upcoming projects. Get Black Friday savings happening now at the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Sun Valley Pools of Vineland wants to welcome you to Fan Zone. They're Vineland, New Jersey's go-to spot for licensed NFL, NHL, NBA, and MLB products. They've got you covered if you collect licensed sports products or if you're a fan who needs some gear. Looking for the perfect piece for your fan cave? They have everything you'll need to make sure your fan cave is decked out in your favorite gear this football season. They're proud sponsors of the Philadelphia Eagles Radio Network. They're located at 29 West Sherman Avenue in Vineland. Visit them at sunvalleypoolsfanzone.com.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him! It's a sack!
Sixers.
Oh, baby!
And Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Finally! This is Hanging with Hennig.
I have friends everywhere.
On 97.3 ESPN Radio, South Jersey.
In New Jersey. Am I right? Yeah.
Live feed on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
It seems to run on some form of electricity. Well, you're not wrong.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together.
Now, here's your host.
He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Josh Hennig.
Brown to the near side. Goddard to the far side. Hurts in the gun. Hurts. Back. He steps up. He is firing. Brown has it. Got both feet in.
A.J. Brown had a good game yesterday. Nobody else seemed to have a good game. But I will give A.J. credit. He said after the game, it don't matter, I had a good game. Now, was he saying that because he was told to say that? Or was he saying that because he actually meant it?
What did Jeffrey Lurie say to him? Like,
Oh
what
my God.
did he? What happened in that conversation? Because I'm an AJ Brown guy. Like, he's turned completely around.
I will say this: we need, like, 15 years from now, like a Netflix Untold about the Philadelphia Eagles under Howie Roseman from like 2016 onward, because there's so much about this team that we have like bits and pieces of information on. We don't have the whole story. Like, and by the way, Josh Hennig, Haley Taylor-Simon, Alex Berardis, second hour hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN, live in the Dr. Squatch virtual studios. By the way, I got my Dr. Squatch order for Black Friday in yesterday. The Black Friday sale is still on through Cyber Monday, which is the other sale, because Dr. Squatch always has sales. Just putting it out there. Use the link in my bio to save on your Dr. Squatch order. But anyway, it's funny you mentioned Jeffrey Lurie, because it's like you're right. What did Jeffrey Lurie say to A.J. Brown to get him to stay off social media? Like, did Jeffrey Lurie come in there like the Godfather, like, I'm going to give you an offer you can't refuse? Or did he come in there like, analyze this, where Billy Crystal's trying to explain to Robert De Niro about his anger problems?
I think the lights were off. Big Dom walked him into the room, stood in front of the door, crossed arms.
Turn a light on his face?
Yeah, and said, sit down, put the gabagool on the table. And they might have talked for 4 hours. I don't know. But
what do those kind of people talk about? Like, what is a 70-year-old white man who is rich as can be having a conversation with a Southern black gentleman, okay, and AJ Brown? What is that conversation for 3 hours going to be?
But you know what we need to talk about, though? It's the fact that it was Big Dom who facilitated this.
True.
Out of all people, it's Big Dom.
That's what he's there for.
Big Dom might have saved the Philadelphia Eagles. Kind of.
Well, people say Big Dom being kicked out of the 49ers game is why they lost that game.
Yeah.
And now apparently Big Dom is on the headset for all these games. So for all we know, Big Dom. Now I will say, Big Dom has one flaw in his character, which is he has horrible taste in pizza in South Jersey. Otherwise, he seems like a great guy. Everybody loves him. But there's one pizza place I will never endorse, I will never promote, that he goes to and he promotes. So we'll not say on the radio. You can go check social media to find it out. But he has bad taste in pizza for an Italiano, okay?
Crazy call.
That's a wild thing to be upset about when it comes to Big Dom.
I'm very passionate, okay, Haley?
But
I likes his
I'm
pizza.
passionate about everything.
But when it comes to this conversation between Jeffrey and AJ,
Haley's like, let's get back on topic here.
This pizza. Come on.
She'll learn.
Hey, I'm picking up, but I do wish I was a fly on the wall, because what could they have talked about? AJ, if you don't stay off social media, I will personally make sure that Jalen doesn't ever look in your direction. Like what could they have possibly said?
Yeah, like how do you take a player who makes millions of dollars and say to them, don't do this anymore? Like, how does that conversation even go?
That's like the problem we were talking about with Joel Embiid and the Sixers. Like, Nick Nurse is going to tell Joel Embiid, who's making money hand over fist, stand at the post, stop playing the perimeter. No, he's going to look at him and go, yeah, okay.
But see,
get away from me.
But to me, coaching is a little different than the ownership, because coaching, part of the reason they have that job is to get the players to buy into what they're doing. And I think that kind of what leads us into the Nick Sirianni conversation, which is, Alex, you brought up earlier about the fact of, is Nick Sirianni in jeopardy, his job? And I kind of wanted to retouch on the history of the Eagles, because there's been a bad narrative put out there about the firing of Doug Peterson, okay? Because people make it act like, I can't believe you fired a Super Bowl winning coach. But they fired him for a very, very specific set of two reasons. Number one, going into the 2020 year, Nick Sirianni, the year before Nick Sirianni was in Indianapolis, he was working with Frank Reich. So if you remember, Frank Reich was kind of like the voice in Doug Peterson's ear that kept Doug Peterson from being stupid with his play calling. Well, the Eagles went to Peterson heading into 2020 and said, you gotta fix things up here. Like, that 2019 offense was weird. And of course, Doug Peterson's like, well, we all got injured. Like, Carson Wentz was throwing to Deontay Burnett and Josh Perkins, for goodness sake. Like, what do you expect me to do? He threw for 4,000 yards, throwing to basically us three on the field that year. And then he got concussed on a play that should have been a flag called on it in the postseason. So then they were like, okay, well, Doug, build a coaching staff. So that's when he brought in this mishmash of people with Rick Scangarello, and he promoted Press Taylor to passing game coordinator, and he had like 20 people in his ear like helping him coach. And then, as we know, 2020 went downhill. So after the year, the reporting is that Doug Peterson was called into Jeffrey Lurie's office, and he was told him, look, we are changing your staff. Press Taylor cannot be part of this coaching staff in a play calling capacity, and you can't be a play caller anymore. And Doug Peterson, for better or for worse, has always been a guy who says, what's the point of being head coach if I can't call plays? And that's when they said, well, then you can't be here anymore. That's where it's different from Sirianni. Sirianni voluntarily vacated play calling to Shane Steichen in 2021 after the first 7 games. Sirianni has proven himself to be a great CEO coach when he has good coordinators. Sirianni is like most people in life. Most people in life are unable to elevate others. They are only as good as the people around them. Because at the end of the day, whether you're a quarterback, whether you're a coach, whether you're anything, look at Michael Jordan. He didn't win a championship until he had Phil Jackson. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so, at least. So for me, I think of Sirianni and I say, if his coordinator wasn't Kevin Patullo, and if it was, as Haley would say, anybody else, maybe things would be different. Because Vic Fangio, he's doing his job. I don't think Sirianni being the CEO is a bad thing at this point. Now, Alex, if you want to say Nick doesn't have it right now, that's fair. But does he not have it because he doesn't have the right people helping him have it?
Well, I'm not calling for Sirianni's job. I just want to put that out there. I'm just saying it's definitely a conversation, though, that we're going to have. But like I've said on previous, you even mentioned it too, the 2 years that we've gone to a Super Bowl with Nick Sirianni, great coordinators on both sides of the ball.
The Philadelphia Eagles had never been to a Super Bowl without a good offensive coordinator. Check the records.
And right now,
1980, 2004, 2017, 2022, 2024.
And right now, we don't have that. We just don't. Kevin Patullo is not the guy who's going to get this team to another championship. But Nick Sirianni, all right, if you're not calling the plays on offense and you're not calling the plays on defense, you got to be the rah-rah guy. And right now, this team's got no rah-rah, right? Like, they look just they've given up on the higher-ups on this team. So if you're not going to get rid of Kevin Patullo, which to Nick Sirianni saying it, I just think that's just to keep the media quiet until they actually have a real conversation behind closed doors. But if they do end up keeping him and things keep going this way and the locker room isn't really starting to listen to Kevin Patullo and now they're going to stop listening to Nick Sirianni, and overall might be the last course of action.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because Sirianni is an offensive-minded when it comes to football.
Which is why this is hilarious.
Yeah, which is why. Because Sirianni should just say, you know what, I'm going to take over the play calling for Kevin Patullo, and you know what, put aside that there are friends outside of this. It does not matter. You need your team to win. In less than a week, you lost 2 games to the Dallas Cowboys, mind you, and the Chicago Bears. You have 9 days now to get ready for the Chargers, and it doesn't seem like much is going to change based off of what Cayden said and even based off of what the players indicated. I am not seeing an Eagles team that's going to turn things around. And in 2023, I just want to remind you, Week 13 is when it went downhill, and that's when the inconsistencies began.
Also, Week 15 is when they removed Sean Desai from his play calling and made Matt Patricia the defensive play caller, and it got worse on defense.
It did. And this is where Nick Sirianni, and listen, we kind of forgot, all the hate that we had in the city towards Sirianni because we focused that hate on Kevin Patullo. But at the end of the day, this is Sirianni's football team, and he needs to take charge. We can't always just blame the coordinators when the head coach isn't doing anything about it.
And I don't mind that point, because I have always been told by people who are smarter than me that know football that part of the head coach's job is to coach his coaches. So, excuse me. So to me, I totally agree with that. I just think that Sirianni, he needs better people around him. And I think this is where I like what on the stream, Jeff chimed in where he says, I blame Howie. I think Howie Roseman does deserve a little blame here, because Howie built a team without the requisite depth that you needed. He built a defense with a lot of young players. He built a team, and he approved, because don't tell me Nick Sirianni is unilaterally picking these coaches, okay? These organizations fired Doug Peterson because of his coaches. You're telling me that if Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Rose walked down Nick Sirianni's office and didn't want Kevin Patullo to be the OC, Sirianni's going to throw a fit? No, Sirianni needs Howie and Jeffrey Lurie, okay? Sirianni was a nobody before they hired him out of obscurity. By the way, Nick Sirianni didn't call plays in Indianapolis, didn't call plays in San Diego, then later Los Angeles Chargers, didn't call plays in Kansas City. So Sirianni, for being an offensive background, he was basically just a wide receiver coach most of his career. So, yeah, I think we can blame Howie a little bit here, because maybe Howie should have not been worried about, if he got a bruise on his head or not, and maybe just going out there and told Nick, No, don't hire your friend. This is not the friend and family plan, okay? This is a professional football organization. We need to bring in a real adult to come in, because I would have told Sirianni, hey, Nick, you've worked for Todd Haley. You've worked for Mike McCoy. You've worked for Frank Reich. You're telling me none of them could come in here and call plays better than Kevin Batullo? I think so. Maybe I'm nuts, because maybe Mike McCoy, those don't know, Mike McCoy is currently the interim head coach of the Tennessee Titans, and that team has gotten worse since they fired Brian Callahan. So maybe not Mike McCoy, but still the point is, maybe Mike McCoy is just on coaching a bad team right now. Maybe he was in Philadelphia, because Mike McCoy was the OC in Denver at one point when they were scoring a lot of points. So maybe Mike McCoy does know something better than Kevin Batullo does.
If we're going to put some blame here on Howie, to me, you make all fair points. I think at the deadline, though,
he didn't call me smart, Hill. He just said fair points.
Yeah, I
you're
noticed.
Smart, man.
Now he says it after
he just called you smart, but
Yeah.
you said.
Hey, we talk on the radio. We're the smartest ones. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. But I think instead of beefing up the defense, which was great moves, all the moves he made, Jair Alexander is kind of a weird one, but getting Jalen Phillips, he's been a force out there. But no moves to the offensive line, I still think was kind of he dropped the ball a little bit there, because this offensive line is weak. They're getting hurt. Every week seems like there's something new coming up. And what was so great for us last year and the years prior to was the depth that we had. It felt like, all right, even if someone gets hurt or something, we have someone who's just as good, or if just a little bit not as good as that guy who's starting. We don't have that this year. We have Josh's best friend, Brett Toth, out there who's getting a lot of reps. But I think the O-line is a big problem here that gets talked about but does not get talked about enough.
And that's why, for me, while we can blame Howie, I'm willing to be sacrilegious. And I've been ripped for this. Even Mike Gill has told me I'm too aggressive on this. I blame Jeff Stoutland. Because how on earth are you a Hall of Fame caliber position coach, and you thought that Brett Toth and Matt Pryor and company were good enough backups? I mean, Matt Pryor almost got our quarterback killed in that Rams game, and they finally had to move him from tackle to guard. Howie had to go out and trade for Fred Johnson because your backup O-linemen were not good enough. Like, people don't talk about Fred Johnson might be the guy who saved the Eagles season at this point, because Howie traded for him before he got cut by the Jags. So I blame Stoutland for part of this, because Jeff Stoutland's supposed to be the wizard, the guru, the all-knowing, seeing, and it's like, you thought that these guys are good enough. And by the way, the Eagles drafted a center with almost 40 starts at Boston College and Drew Kendall, and he played for an former NFL coach, Bill O'Brien at Boston College. You're telling me that Jeff Stoutland can't get Drew Kendall up to speed to play center? Like, am I missing something? Why we don't bring up Stoutland as part of this conversation?
We protect Stoutland because it's Stoutland you. We all love him here in Philadelphia because of what has happened in the past with the offensive line. However, the amount of injuries, too, and we don't talk about that enough, is insane. Like, this is a team that can't stay healthy. And the O-line yesterday, watching that game, it was miserable to watch, but there was no blocking. There was nothing. Every single player that got past them then put pressure on Jalen Hurts, and he didn't know what to do because, again, you need your offensive linemen to step up and to block, and they couldn't do that. And at one point, I looked at my dad, and I'm like, I don't know what Jeff Stoutland's doing because I don't know what he's doing. You have to put blame.
It was funny that at one point, I think it was the third quarter, or it's the third or fourth quarter, they actually showed him talking to the O-lineman.
Oh, really?
On TV, and I just started laughing because I turned to Amy from the Seattle Chamber of Commerce, and I was like, "Oh, look, Jeff Stoutland's doing his job." You know,
finally.
Look, I'm one of those too. We put a lot of this blame on the O-line, but like, they're not as bad as what they're putting out there, though, right? Like, they can't. There's got to be 10 worse offensive lines in this league that are performing better than this offensive line is, though, right?
Yeah.
Like. But the play calling just keeps ending up being inside zone, inside zone, inside zone. If that's not working, runs to the inside, bounce it to the outside. Why haven't we tried that? The Bears yesterday did a jet sweep, picked up 10 yards. We couldn't draw that up. We couldn't call a motion jet sweep, even though Jalen Hurts doesn't like motions.
Sorry. That's what I was complaining about yesterday when I was doing the Birds pregame show live from the Winter Village of CLC. By the way, Winter Village is still going on today, so you can listen to 97.3 ESPN and do your Christmas shopping down in Seattle City in the heated tents. I was saying, why do we only run Saquon the same 3 plays? It's power off guard, power off center, and then this weird, the left guard Dickerson is usually asked to run behind Steele and create a hole that's not there for Saquon to run behind. We run the 3 same damn plays until the third quarter yesterday when Saquon had 15 and 17 yards. And I was like, finally, we got Saquon back.
Something that works. Crazy concept when you change things up a little bit.
We had one set where it was a 2-back set where we had Tank Bigsby on either left or right, but both running backs were...
Yeah, you had Saquon and Tank out there.
Which I like that design because, hey, Tank Bigsby's been giving this team some juice.
Yep.
And he got used twice, maybe, yesterday.
Well, what's funny about Tank, you notice that they run him plays, they don't run for Saquon.
They do.
They run Tank off tackle. They ran Tank counter plays. They run actually this one play where 3 of the 5 O-linemen all swing out into the flat and block for him. Why don't we do that for Saquon?
Is that telling us something about Saquon, or is that just
I think that's telling us something about Kevin Patullo. I think that's what it's telling us.
Well, I don't think Saquon's washed or anything, but if the play call is there for one running back, why is it not for a guy who ran for 2,000 yards last year? Who was your offense last year?
Again, it goes back to the play caller, I think.
I have a crazy theory on that.
Oh, you have a crazy theory?
I have
Okay.
a crazy
we like
theory.
crazy theories.
Is it because maybe Kevin Patullo is concerned about an injury for Saquon Barkley?
The groin injury, possibly? That's been kind of bugging him?
You see what I'm saying? So
it's not bad. I thought you were going to go with the fact that Patullo's background as a passing game coordinator is no running game coordinating experience. I thought you were going to go there, maybe.
Well, no. A Saquon injury would be really bad.
No, because you see, when he gets to the open field, it's there. You see the explosiveness, the moves he makes. It's there. It's just getting him to that open field.
But that's the thing about Tank Bigsby. He's able to push through and use his strength to get past. I'm just saying
you're making valid. You're not wrong.
Well, they are different running styles too.
They are.
Saquon has never been a guy who creates his own space. He's a guy who capitalizes on space. Whereas Tank is a guy who has always been just 100 miles an hour no matter what. Like when Tank Bigsby was at Auburn, we used to laugh about it because I'm friends with Emery Hunt from CBS Sports. And me and Emery would text sometimes because Emery, for those who don't know, Emery Hunt, former running back himself at Louisiana, Raging Cajuns. And he's a big running back analyst. He does a draft guide every year for football game plan. And him and I would text about how Tank will just run 100 miles an hour forward whether there's an opening or not. The guy just is downhill, doesn't matter.
That's why his nickname's Tank. Tank's not his real first name.
No,
he was given to him when he was a small kid.
Because he literally just runs downhill 100 miles an hour.
I think the Jaguars, I was high on Tank last. He was a good running back. I guess ETN just had a really good start to the year and then kind of faded off a little bit. And then Bashal Tootin came up.
Well, what happened was they drafted both Tootin and Allen Jr. in the draft. So when you draft 2 running backs, you're obviously bringing in competition. Yeah. And by the way, Tootin and Allen Jr. both from South Jersey, we should point out. So 2 South Jersey guys kicked Tank Bigsby out of Jacksonville. By the way, real quick trivia question. LaQuint Allen, Bashal Tootin, 2 of the 3 South Jersey running backs who have been drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can you name the third?
Dun, dun, dun,
it's not Leonard Fournette.
He went to Temple, actually. So it couldn't be Leonard Fournette because Leonard Fournette went to LSU.
No.
You're asking me South Jersey questions, and I'm like, okay.
Well, you know some random stuff over there, Haley. I don't know. Alex does too sometimes. I'll tell you guys.
Sometimes. Yeah, no, the listeners are waiting, yeah.
Raquel Armstead.
Okay.
He was drafted back in 2019. He went to Temple. He's from Millville. Great story about Raquel Armstead. I'll tell you another day. But, yeah, he's one of... So there's been 3 South Jersey high school running backs all drafted by the Jags. Not sure why, but, there you go.
That's a crazy, fact.
Duval. I love that. I love that.
One of the best.
He's Alex Berardis. She's Haley Taylor-Simon. I'm Josh Hennig. Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. Of course, being brought to you by my friends over at Work of Art Construction. Make your home look brand new with Work of Art Construction's 40 years of construction experience, ready to remodel your home or have a kitchen makeover. Give them a call at 609-788-4271 and learn more about how you can save 10% off your next job. Beautify your home with Work of Art Construction, 609-788-4271. And mention you heard about him on 97.3 ESPN and receive 10% off. Art Masker, his 40 years of construction experience. Let him make your home truly a work of art. More football talk coming up next. Andy McNamara with our weekly fantasy football conversation with a weird weekend in the NFL. And we got more games tomorrow. And, of course, you can hear all those games as well here on 97.3 ESPN. Hanging with Hennig, 97.3 ESPN FM, 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle City and streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
Ryan Radke here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Mike Golick and I will be in Washington, D.C. this weekend as the red-hot 9-2 Denver Broncos take on the Washington Commanders. Bo Nix and the Broncos have it rolling, having won 8 straight games, while the Commanders have struggled, losing each of their last 6. Which streak will continue? Join us to find out. It's the Broncos at the Commanders on Sunday Night Football.
Listen to Sunday Night Football. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN.
Get ready to level up your game day at Tropicana Atlantic City. Introducing Gridiron Pit, powered by Caesars Sportsbook, a high-energy fan zone where blackjack meets big screens, bold bites, and big wins. Play your hand, catch every snap, indulge in tailgate-inspired food and drinks, and spin the big wheel of prizes. Every Saturday and Sunday throughout football season, Gridiron Pit, where the thrill of the game meets the rush of the table. Located near the cashier cage. Learn more at Caesars.com. Must be 21 or older. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Making your home look brand new is what Work of Art Construction can do for you. Ready to remodel your bathroom or have a kitchen makeover? Art Masker has 40 years of experience in construction and knows how to make your home look like a work of art. Want to install a new back deck or invest in a new front door? Just call Art Masker at 609-788-4271 to learn more. Visit Work of Art Construction on Instagram to see how Work of Art Construction can make your home look brand new. Beautify your home with Work of Art. Call him at 609-788-4271 and let them make your home truly a work of art.
It's the boldest Black Friday super sale ever, only at Matt Black Kia. For a limited time, get up to $10,000 back in cash or apply to your deal and make no payments for 90 days on select new Kias. Prefer to lease? How about a 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive? Just $159 a month with $39.99 down for 24 months. That's right, up to $10,000 cash back or a lease for just $159 a month. And if you have a job clearing $450 a week, we want to get you approved today. Visit mattblackkia.com before it's too late. It's got to be a Matt Black Kia. Call 215-703-8526 for details.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are here. Grab your coffee and put on your sneakers because it's go time. Through Saturday, save up to 50% on everything from toys to beauty faves, winter styles, and more. Plus, earn $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. Yep, that's extra Kohl's Cash. So run, don't walk. Just hold on tight to that coffee. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end November 29th. See store or kohls.com for details.
Bush, the iconic band. One night, all their classics. Featuring songs from their hot new album, I Beat Loneliness, as well as all of the fan favorites. Saturday, December 13th, Ovation Hall in Ocean Casino Resort. Special guest, Soul Asylum. Bush. Tickets on sale now at theoceanac.com. Don't miss Bush. Live.
Black Friday savings are here at the Home Depot, which means it's time to add new cordless power to your collection. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from one of our top brands like Ryobi or Milwaukee, you'll get a select tool from that same brand for free. Click into one of our best deals of the season and stock up on tools for all your upcoming projects. Get Black Friday savings happening now at the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Looking to lower your energy bills and boost home comfort? South Jersey Gas has you covered with a no-cost in-home, whole-home energy assessment. Our energy expert will review your home's energy efficiency and provide a personalized report of energy-saving improvements. Plus, you may also receive energy-efficient upgrades like faucet aerators, smart power strips, and LED light bulbs at no cost to you. Don't wait to save money and energy. Schedule your whole-home energy assessment today at sjgsaveenergy.com or call 201-690-7897 today.
Nothing goes together better with game day than world-famous wings. Tails and ears from the Piccalilli Inn. Choose mouth-watering flavors like Jim Beam Maple, Garlic Parm, Hot Honey, Spicy or Classic Buffalo, plus 6-packs to go. Skip the lame chains and order from the original Piccalilli Inn, Route 206, Chemung, New Jersey. Order now at piccalilli.com.
If you can't stop in, stop back. The Piccalilli Inn.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has been proudly serving South Jersey for over 20 years. Owner Matt Calloway was born and raised in Cape May County and has over 25 years of experience in the heating and cooling industry, as well as fireplaces, plumbing, and bathroom renovations. You can always count on a licensed and insured local contractor like TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling to be there promptly and to fix your problem right the first time. If your home needs a little TLC, get TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today. Online at tlcphc.com.
Caesars Sportsbook app is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're hanging with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
I want my picks back, and I want David Putnam.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
I want all my picks back, and I want David Putnam just because I feel like it.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I am. Haven't I proved that already?
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig back here and hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. Don't forget, yesterday I was at the Winter Village in Sea Isle City. They still have the Winter Village going on today with all the great shopping and the heated tents. And don't forget, also, we had great food yesterday. The crab balls were amazing from Mike's Seafood. The Mike's Seafood Run Walk for Autism is Valentine's Day this coming year, February 14th, 2026, on the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. Go register at polarbearrunwalkforautism.com because any day you do something for children with disabilities, it is a good day. That's the Mike's Seafood Run Walk for Autism, February 14th, on the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. Register now at polarbearrunwalkforautism.com. We do this each and every week here on 97.3 ESPN. Andy McNamara is back with more fantasy football conversation. We got a packed house today. Myself, Haley Terry-Simon, Alex Berardis, and Andy is back with us on 97.3. Andy, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, guys. How about a little OHIO, huh? Buckeye game. Let's go.
Well, we do have the game on in the studio.
OH, hell no.
Alex is a Penn State guy. Haley's a WVU.
Go Ears. Okay. Not doing good.
No.
I'm basically the independent circuit. So
right.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's all right. It's a little big day for college football, right?
Huge day. By the way, sorry, Haley. I picked Texas Tech to cover the 23.5 today.
As long as it's not Texas, then it's fine with me. Horns down.
Well, horns were up last night.
I know, it sucks, okay? Don't remind me.
Andy, I'm glad you're here today because one of the conversations we want to get into today is, so this is a weird week for fantasy football because of the fact that so much of what fantasy football happened already happened, right? Yeah. There is so much. So it's like if you're somebody who didn't realize there were games on Thursday, you look down at your lineup like, oh no, I didn't set my lineup. Does anybody have hope going into Sunday if they messed up their lineup?
If you missed Thanksgiving and Friday, too bad for you. Like then you're just not paying attention. You're not a football fan, right? And guys, I'm dealing with some hiccups the last like 20 minutes. So if I start, forgive me, please. Just full disclosure, I haven't had hiccups in like 20 years, and I'm going crazy here. But yeah, like, and you have heavy hitters: Packers, Lions, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bengals, Ravens, Bears, Eagles. If you missed out on that, I got nothing for you. You're toast this week. Okay, that's on you. That's not on anybody else. So it really comes down to like, what else are you going to be able to try to do, right? Where can you try to make up a little bit? Some notables. I'll say Baker Mayfield's going to play for the Buccaneers, which might be good news, might not be good news. Interesting point. Shoulder on the left side for Baker. Same injury that hurt him and ended up actually ending his Browns reign in 2021, and he's playing through it again. So that's a bit of a concern.
One of the big questions that I actually have for you is for all my friends this week. Again, week 13 in the NFL. One of the guys that I always like is Jonathan Taylor. And how do you see him doing this week?
Boy, Jonathan Taylor, possible MVP candidate, right? Like, look at offensive player of the year, whatever you want to say. Like, I'm very interested to see what he does against this Texans defense, because the Texans defense is it's good. It's not great. It's good. And if you have Daniel Jones, who had that weird fibula injury sort of pop up a little bit, but he's going to play through it. And I would think you're going to do a heavy lean on Jonathan Taylor. At this point, I think he's almost inevitable. I think he's a point where
so he's Thanos.
I think he's Thanos, right? Except without the rings. Yeah, he is. He is just, you pop him in and you go. And I'm interested too on the Texans side, the very pedestrian work of their running backs, like Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, very underwhelming.
Andy, I'm going to give you the little Browns bump here.
All right.
Is Shedeur Sanders like a viable option coming down the stretch here? I know it's going to be playoff time, but like, kind of had a good performance, granted against the Vegas Raiders, but like, if you're in desperate need, is Shedeur a possible play?
Well, as much as I would love it to be the case, I don't think so yet. I think he's better real life wise than fantasy wise right now, right? Because really the Browns offense, it's Quinshon Judkins. The offensive line is banged up. Jerry Jeudy had one catch last week. How's he getting his fantasy points, right? So I don't think fantasy wise it's going to work. I think you're much better to go with somebody like, even if against a tough Denver defense, a Marcus Mariota perhaps, but Shedeur Sanders, I think real life wise really has a chance here against a 49ers team who has lost 7 of their last 8 games in Cleveland, by the way. And guys, how about this for a little fun nugget for trivia? The only other Browns rookie quarterback to win their first 2 starts ever, 1946 Otto Graham. So Shedeur has a chance to do some history here, but fantasy wise, I think we try to go in a different direction.
Couple of things there. One, I did want to point out Jonathan Taylor, also from South Jersey, Salem High School. Number 2, Alex, did you ask about Shedeur because you're trying to make the postseason in the 97-3 league and you're trying to find another quarterback?
No, I'm kind of liking my quarterback situation right now. I was just, Andy talks about the entire league, but we rarely talk about the Browns. We finally had some news to be able to talk about with Cleveland, even though I feel like Kevin Stefanski doesn't want anything good to come from Shedeur, though.
Well, so here's the thing. I'll counter with that being this. If this regime is on the bubble with Paul DePodesta at Silver Tongue Grifter, who left for the Colorado Rockies, the orchestrator of all the demise and terrible records of the Browns over the past decade, if Kevin Stefanski keeps losing, he's fired. So he wants just anybody. He wants wins in some way or form. So I don't think there's any sabotage or anything like that. And apparently it came out that he had been working one-on-one extra time with Shedeur. So if you win, hey, everybody gets along. Quarterbacks and head coaches don't have to be best buds, right? We've seen that throughout the ages. You don't have to be best buds. You just have to get the job done. And against a 49ers team, who, by the way, Myles Garrett, as an individual, has 5 more total sacks in the entire 49ers defense team. Can you believe that? 5 more, and he's on a historic pace too.
Can I just say, I really want Myles Garrett to break the record.
Oh, me too.
Like,
It has to be in 16 games, though. Has to be, so no asterisk.
I agree with that.
I don't even care. Like, I want him to blow past it. I want him to get like 30. Like, I don't care if it's 17 games because I'm so tired of seeing the highlights of Michael Strahan taking down Brett Favre, who like gave up the sack. Like the fact that Strahan holds that record, I'm just so tired of it. I want somebody like, and listen, I understand Strahan's a Hall of Famer and blah, blah, blah. But Strahan was never like, Strahan was a stat compiler.
Right.
Okay. Right. Andy and I, for those who don't know, Andy McNamara and I have been doing this on the radio now since 2019. How many times do I talk about quarterbacks or stat compilers? Like, I'm not impressed if you are Drew Bledsoe or Vinny Testaverde or Eli Manning and you just play long to put up stats. Like, to me, that's what Strahan was.
Yeah.
I want freaks. I want greatness. I want superstars. I want Reggie White, Bruce Smith. To me, Myles Garrett fits that category, not Michael Strahan.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. And you just watch what he has to overcome. He was triple teamed at times last week against the Raiders, and
he didn't care.
Didn't care. The bend. Now you have to watch, right? Like you watch Myles Garrett, you can see the stats, but you watch him. The bend, the way he's able. The guy's just sculpted out of just gold, right? Like he's just chiseled. But the way he's able to bend, you see this bend, the way he's able to maneuver around the ankle, it's just something generational we're watching here. And we could arguably be seeing, depending how the sack situation ends up, arguably the greatest single defensive season of any player in NFL history. I don't think I'm talking out of turn saying that, guys. Like he has been that good and that dominant.
I would have to go double check the Lawrence Taylor year where he went nuts with the sacks, the interceptions, the forced fumbles. So my mind always goes to that. I think it was like 87 or 88 or whatever year it was when he like just went like he was just like an unstoppable force of nature and like nobody could do anything because there's that famous footage of him playing the Eagles. And like you mentioned about Myles Garrett, like having 3 guys on him, like Lawrence Taylor like blasted 3 Eagles O linemen and like almost killed Randall Cunningham years ago. So, so I would say maybe Lawrence Taylor's season is probably like, in that, conversation.
Sure. And for right now, but the thing is he just needs 5 sacks to get it done in the 16 games. I think it's totally reasonable, right? It's just, you got to stay healthy and keep going. Right. And for the 49ers, this will be a tough matchup for him to get those sacks because we know that whole offense right now is Christian McCaffrey. And what's Brock Purdy going to do? He's either going to throw an interception, it seems, or he's going to dink and dunk to Christian McCaffrey and get the ball out of his hand quick. You get the ball out of your hands quick to Christian McCaffrey, doesn't matter how good a pass rusher, you can't get to him.
Andy McNamara joining us here on Hanging with Hennig, along with Haley Taylor-Simon and Alex Berardis, Josh Hennig in the 97.3 ESPN Studios. Of course, Andy at AndyMC81 on the Twitter X platform, at AndyMC Sports on Instagram, host of the Sick Podcast. Like, subscribe, and download wherever you get your podcasts. We got to ask you about the AFC North, because even though the Browns aren't winning the division, with the Ravens being embarrassed on Thanksgiving night, I'm sure you were thrilled about that, watching that. So who's going to win the North? Like, does anybody want to win the North in the AFC?
Does anybody want to?
Right, because like the Ravens had a chance and then they lost, and the Bengals, they got to win 6 straight games just to make the postseason, basically. And then the Steelers, they got Aaron Rodgers to give people the middle finger when they ask him about his wrist injury.
Right, and he just seems like he's holding on at this point, right? And if it's not Aaron Rodgers, it's Mason Rudolph. Steelers look like they're going to do what they always do, finish like 9-8. Right? Maybe they make the playoffs. Maybe they don't. Maybe that's good enough to win this division. That's the other thing, right? At 9-8. So, and you talk about the Bengals having to run the table. What if you capture magic? And look, I'm not delusional. I don't think it's going to happen. But what if Shador runs the table, right? Or like with the Browns? Like you could have a wild finish to this division in one that ultimately I don't think in the Super Bowl picture is going to matter that much. Like this is just screaming whoever wins this division is a one and done, right? Like. Ravens aren't scaring anybody. Pittsburgh's not. Bengals and Browns, super long shots.
Andy, plug the show tomorrow morning.
Yeah, man. 10 a.m. Eastern live. The hiccups will be gone by then, I promise. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. 10 a.m. Eastern, we have the fantasy football start sits. We get live reaction. We get you in the chat. Jump in the chat. Love that. It's on YouTube. Jump in the chat, and we answer your questions live. Use hashtag AskAndy on all the socials. We build the ultimate parlay party ticket, betting ticket, and, of course, we'll tee up Browns and 49ers.
Great stuff, Andy. Always appreciate you jumping on. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one. See ya.
Josh Hennig hanging out with you along with Haley Taylor Simon and Alex Berardis in the 97.3 ESPN Studios. And Andy McNamara's appearance is being brought to you by Tropicana Atlantic City and the Gridiron Pit. Level up your game day at the Gridiron Pit, powered by Caesars Sportsbook, a high-energy fan zone where blackjack meets big screens, bold bites, and big wins. Play your hand, catch every snap, and indulge in tailgate-inspired food and drinks. Spin the big wheel of prizes every Saturday and Sunday throughout the football season. The Gridiron Pit, where the thrill of the game meets the rush to the table, located in the cashier's cage behind Chickies and Pete's in Tropicana, Atlantic City. Learn more at Caesars.com. Must be 21 or older. No one to stop before you start. Man, I botched that. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And yes, Chickies and Pete's will deliver your food to the Gridiron Pit if you were wondering out there. Coming up on the other side, we'll wrap up hour number 2 with more of your thoughts and comments. Comments coming in on the YouTube stream at Josh Hennig and also at Techsport 609-403-0973.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedoruk bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
They score! Konechny on the one-timer, and DK makes no mistake, the power play goal.
It's Flyers Devil tonight. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Flyers hockey all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey, 97.3 ESPN.
This football season, catch every game at the best sports bar in South Jersey. Yesterday's Creekside Tavern in Marmora features every Eagles game with the sound on, along with the biggest college football games on their TVs every Saturday. Don't miss out on yesterday's nightly food special starting at 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, along with reverse happy hour specials 9 p.m. to close each week. Plus, with the Flyers and Sixers season starting up, the place to be to watch the game is yesterday's Creekside Tavern on Roosevelt Boulevard in Marmora. So call your friends and catch all the games at the Y.
Listen up. The soap you shower with, it's you probably haven't even questioned what bar of soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. I'm talking about natural, nourishing, cold-pressed, hand-cut soap for men. Men who use their hands. Men who build things. Men who catch foul balls without spilling their beer. You won't just smell good either. Your skin will be healthier and more nourished. We make our soaps with natural ingredients from the earth. Ingredients like oils, plants, goat's milk, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, shea butter, and citrus. Turn your shower game up to 11. Get ready to step out of the shower feeling alive.
Hey, this is Josh Hennig. Go to my social media and click my exclusive Dr. Squatch link for your chance to save $10 off your next order of great natural soap, deodorant, and much more. Only with Dr. Squatch.
If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, you cannot afford to miss the Black Friday used car liquidation sale, Friday and Saturday only at Automotive Avenues in Wall Township in Sewell, New Jersey. Take advantage of over $1 million in price drops, but for only 2 days and only at Automotive Avenues, New Jersey's highest volume used car dealership, this Friday and Saturday. Get there early and don't miss out. Visit Automotive Avenues of Wall or Automotive Avenues of Sewell or online at AutoAvNJ.com.
Black Friday savings are here at the Home Depot, which means it's time to add new cordless power to your collection. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from one of our top brands like Ryobi or Milwaukee, you'll get a select tool from that same brand for free. Click into one of our best deals of the season and stock up on tools for all your upcoming projects. Get Black Friday savings happening now at the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Imagine being the wizard of your own home. With Xfinity, intelligent self-healing Wi-Fi fixes problems like magic. It boostifies speeds to your devices when you need it most and makes your favorite Wicked content sparklify on every screen. All while a spell of protection helps keep your family safe online. When you're out in Oz, Xfinity Mobile joins Wi-Fi and 5G to keep your phone connected from here to the Emerald City. If you had the most intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity, everything would work together for good. And now you can cast a spell to stop time and keep your internet bill steady for 5 whole years, with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No contracts or commitments with amazifying equipment included. Xfinity, imagine that. And see Wicked for Good, only in theaters November 21st. Restrictions apply. Select plans only. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has been proudly serving South Jersey for over 20 years. Owner Matt Calloway was born and raised in Cape May County and has over 25 years of experience in the heating and cooling industry, as well as fireplaces, plumbing, and bathroom renovations. You can always count on a licensed and insured local contractor like TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling to be there promptly and to fix your problem right the first time. If your home needs a little TLC, get TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today. Online at tlcphc.com.
Don't miss Macy's best deals of the year. Hurry in and shop epic Black Friday deals on this season's best gifts before they're gone. Like men's and women's boots for just $19.99. Coats for the whole family, 60% off. Levi's jeans and denim, 40% off. Plus, 50% off top beauty gifts from Yves Saint Laurent, Armani, and more. But hurry, these deals end tonight at Macy's. Savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
Caesars Sportsbook app is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're hanging with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
People will come, Ray.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
People will most definitely come.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig back here hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN, along with Haley Taylor-Simon and Alex Berardis in the studio. By the way, we mentioned before the break about Chickies and Pete's. Haley, you got something going on with Chickies and Pete's, a watch party tonight, correct?
That is correct. Tonight at Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia. Come on out at 7 p.m. with BTA, myself, and many more to watch Survivor Series. That is right. Chickies and Pete's. They have tickets. You can go on Instagram, go to the links, message them, or just show up even. It's going to be a good time tonight.
By the way, someone texted in, it was 1986 was Lawrence Taylor year. Shout out to Big Al in Vineland. So I was close. I said 87. Yes. It was 86. You know, it all kind of blurs together after a while at certain points. But I'm not a Giants fan, obviously, so I can't pretend like I know everything by heart from another team, but I do my best over here. A couple more messages coming in on the stream. We will get to War Games a little bit later in the show. Because we do have three. This is probably a first in 97.3 history. We have three people in the studio who are all hockey people. We have three people who are all WWE people in the studio at the same time. I think it's like a first, like 97.3 history.
I met Haley literally 5 minutes before we started the show. Didn't know anything about her. And then something about wrestling got brought up, and she said something. I was like...
Yeah, you were surprised.
What? Like,
yeah, we made that eye contact, and it was like, I get you.
It was weird.
I knew that about Josh already, though.
Yeah.
I complimented Josh on his Roman Reigns t-shirt, and then didn't hear anything from you, and I was like, she probably thinks we're weird, wrestling guys.
That's my OTC. What do you mean?
Yeah, long story short, I actually got this, so... When WWE was like the only thing on television during COVID, they had this like 75-80% off like WWE store sale.
Josh cleaned house.
And this is one of the two shirts I got because, when that COVID money dropped from the government, I was like, What am I going to do with this money? I'm going to buy a bed and I'm going to buy a t-shirt.
A Roman Reigns t-shirt.
Exactly. And by the way, proceeds.
That's a big dog.
Proceeds to this t-shirt go to the National Cancer Society.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was a win-win-win for me.
Yeah, literally. Babyface Roman. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rough times. Rough times.
And the Shield is not coming back. Sorry. Let everybody know.
Never.
One day.
Listen, if they couldn't get Edge to come back for the Final Man tournament, they're not getting John to leave AEW. So
that's my guy.
I'm a big Edge guy too. So
and I was.
By the way, also incredible human being, Aaron. Aaron is an amazing human being. Like I got to meet him once.
Adam
Copeland at a meet and greet, and just such a nice guy. Like he took time to talk to every single person who came up. Like just very, very, very cool.
Can't say Canadian in him.
Is that what it is?
Probably,
you're saying he's too friendly?
Yeah.
Is that Andy McNamara? He's Canadian.
He's a real nice guy.
There you go.
I like Canadians.
A.
Sorry.
Canadian bacon.
Just ham. It's just ham.
Hey, don't diss the Canadian bacon like that.
It's just ham.
Whatever you say, A.
Couple more messages that came in throughout the show I want to catch up on here on the stream. Of course, we are streaming live on YouTube and X at Josh Hennig and also at 973 ESPN on X. Chris chimed in earlier and says, I think Nick Sirianni has to be the play caller going forward. That's one of the reasons he got the job in the first place is because he was the OC in Indy, but he wasn't the play caller in Indy, Chris. That's the difference. He was the OC. He was part of the process of building the game plan. But Nick Sirianni never called plays in his life at any level until 2021 when the Eagles struggled to start the season, and then he gave up play calling to Shane Steichen.
Give it one more. I mean, it's such a pickle, right? Like, I don't know what to, like, do you give him a game? Like, I think we talk about the collapse in the 2023. You're talking about week 13. We're here already. Mm-hmm. I'm not willing to get there until the Raiders game. If the Raiders game is looking like this, because then it kind of gives me flashbacks to the Arizona Cardinals game when the viral lady in the crowd, what the hell are we doing? That game? That's, I think, this year's Raiders game.
Whatever happened to that lady?
Got
Became
5
a
minutes.
meme.
Yeah, 5 minutes of fame that I'm talking about 2 years later on ESPN Radio, and then never to be heard from again. Look, she could have been the Phillies. She could have been the Phillies lady who stole a ball from a little kid.
Oh, Phillies Karen.
Yeah, Phillies Karen. She could have been that lady, but no.
That's like Kevin Petullo stealing the hopes and dreams out of my hands.
Wow.
Jeez.
You put KP on the level of Philly Karen.
Yeah, he's the most hated man in Philly.
Yeah, flip the letters around. Yeah.
Just flip the letters.
Oh,
but,
I like that.
Yeah, if the Raiders game ends up like that Cardinals
let's get
game.
the tinfoil hats on. We can make a conspiracy that, KP, PK, KP.
She's an inside spy to
Karen
just take
Petullo.
down. Yeah.
Wow.
Whew. But if that's like his wife's name or something.
I do. Part of me always feels bad for these guys because they're humans too, though, right? Like he does have to go home to his family, and after hearing 70,000+ people in the state, well, like 30,000 because half
People
the state,
left.
people left at the time, chanting "Fire Kevin." Like that's got to be tough, right? Like going home to that.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing, right?
I don't have a lot of sensitivity for that because I feel like in every walk of life you could be criticized. Like, in this business, and then, not to age myself, but like, I've been doing the radio thing now for 20 years. And it's like, I've been called so many names over the years. I've been like ridiculed on texts, on calls, on social media. Like to me, the only way to be successful in life, you don't feed into the crap. You got to flush it. Okay, that's what you do with that trash. So to me, people are saying fire KP. You can't take it to heart. You either got to flush it or you got to let it inspire you. You got to let it fuel you. You can't sit there and be like, oh man, people were being mean to me today. Like, what were we in high school?
All right, Ed Gein.
Well, he might be thinking he's coaching high school right now.
Why did you call me
Ed Gein? For those of you who watched the Netflix docuseries on the Monsters one, that voice that Josh just did was identical to him.
Oh, the one where I was like, oh, they're making fun of me.
Yes.
Oh!
Yes. Yes.
Josh, you can't do that.
Well, it wasn't intentional, but...
I wasn't thinking of that, but okay.
It was the first thing that came to my mind. But
let's squeeze in one more message on the YouTube before we hit the break. Tristan chimes in and says, Sirianni will definitely be on the hot seat next year. Doubt he'll be fired, though, despite 2 collapses in the last 3 years. I think Tristan is very, very much on point there. I just don't see a scenario where Sirianni right now would be on the hot seat. But I think he's right. If next year, we have 2 straight years of this. Now, if the trend is going to be for the next 10 years, good year, collapse, good year, collapse, good year. What do you do then? What do Eagle fans do if only in even-numbered years we have a chance to win a championship, but the odd-numbered years, it all falls apart?
Why is it just the year after we at least get to the big game?
That's always how it happens.
It's horrible. Not that we've been we've been horrible, actually. I take that back. But what's wrong with this team?
We'll get into more of that coming up next. He's Alex Berardis, along with Haley Taylor-Simon. I'm Josh Hennig. Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM, streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio. Hour 3 next.
Hey, South Jersey, this is Billy Schweim. Tune into The Locker Room every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon on 97.3 ESPN. Each weekend in The Locker Room, you will get passionate sports talk from a fan's perspective, along with interviews with some of the biggest names in sports. That's every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon in The Locker Room with me, Billy Schweim, on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with a Schweiner.
Tired of cooking and planning all of your meals each and every day? You need Prevail Nutrition to simplify your life. For almost a decade, Prevail Nutrition is a local meal prep company located in South Jersey that allows customers to design their own meal plan. Or you can choose from a wide variety of chef-designed meals on their weekly changing Prevail Selects menu. You can order online for pickup or get free delivery on orders of over $50. Prevail Nutrition delivers to Atlantic and Cumberland counties along with Ocean City. Or you can pick up your meals every Monday and Friday. Learn more about how Prevail Nutrition can simplify your life. Visit their website at prevailnutrition.club. Check out Prevail Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram. Prevail Nutrition is my go-to choice for prepared meals and foods. Order online, like me, at prevailnutrition.club.
Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. You can get up to $1,400 off, plus get free delivery on select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Looking to lower your energy bills and boost home comfort? South Jersey Gas has you covered with a no-cost in-home whole home energy assessment. Our energy expert will review your home's energy efficiency and provide a personalized report of energy-saving improvements. Plus, you may also receive energy-efficient upgrades like faucet aerators, smart power strips, and LED light bulbs at no cost to you. Don't wait to save money and energy. Schedule your whole home energy assessment today at sjgsaveenergy.com or call 201-690-7897 today.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are here. Grab your coffee and put on your sneakers because it's go time. Through Saturday, save up to 50% on everything from toys to beauty faves, winter styles, and more. Plus, earn $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. Yep, that's extra Kohl's Cash. So run, don't walk. Just hold on tight to that coffee. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end November 29th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Nothing goes better together with championship football and playoff baseball than the Piccalilli Inn. For game time, skip the lame chains and order the Piccalilli Inn's world-famous wings for eat-in or carry-out in 6-packs to go. Get your chicken wing fix on Route 206 in Chemung, New Jersey. Visit Piccalilli.com.
Home of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City.
Finally! This is Hanging with Hennig.
I have friends everywhere.
On 97.3 ESPN Radio, South Jersey.
In New Jersey. Am I right? Yeah.
Live feed on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
Well, you're not wrong.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together.
Now, here's your host.
He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Josh Hennig.
Hour 3 of Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. This show has actually been much more entertaining and fun than I actually expected it to be. So thank you, Haley and Alex, for bringing some entertainment to my Saturday on and off the air today. It's been a good time.
Well, yesterday was so doom and gloom. for one team. Two teams were pretty good yesterday, but one team just brought so much shame and just darkness to this city.
Well, what's not shame and darkness is, we will get into a little bit later in the hour, our takes and our wishes and desires for War Games tonight for all of you WWE fans out there. Also, this hour, we will get into more of the Eagles conversation. Text board is open at 609-403-0973. George and Galloway, along with Joey D and Ventnor, chiming in. We'll get to your text in just a bit. But you just mentioned about the teams winning yesterday. I got a question for you guys. Are the Flyers the best team in Philadelphia?
Yeah. I'm going to have to say yes.
I mean, it's getting to the point where, like, you're looking around and, I mean, you beat the Nets yesterday if you're the Sixers. I can't get excited about that.
No.
You beat one of the worst teams in basketball. Like,
They are 0-9 at home, the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, that's not a
bad.
flex.
They're bad. So, like, I'm not getting excited they won last night. But the Flyers, on the other hand, they are finding ways to win. And even when they lose, they typically bounce back the next game. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about the last night, because I couldn't watch the Flyers game. Really, I had to rewatch it last night. And, I'm watching the Eagles game. I'm at the Winter Village in Seattle. We're all, huddled around the screen, in the heated tent, trying to stay warm while watching the game on this tiny little screen, right? And so I'm rewatching the Flyers game last night, and I'm watching them find a way to, endure to the end, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what the game was last night. Well, yesterday afternoon. I watched it last night, but yesterday afternoon. I digress. It was on Rock 104.1 yesterday. Tonight, the Flyers will be on 7 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and streaming live on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. But I keep going back to you. I'll start with you, Haley, because you cover the team day in and day out. I like the fact that this team is growing throughout the year. It's not like, there was a point a couple of years ago where, no matter who the head coach was, it felt like the team would get to a point and they would never get past that point, whether it's Tortorella or Hackstall or whoever. It feels like Tocchet is getting the guys to a point, and then they take a step, and they take a step, and they take a step, to the point where last year the hope was Mishkov all the time. Now it's not just Mishkov, or it's not just Couturier, or it's not just fill in the blank, Konechny. It feels like, to steal the Jason Kelsey term, it's the whole team.
Right, and I think that a player that we don't talk about enough is Tyson Forster, and this is a player that I said years ago is going to be a playmaker on this team, and he's been having a great season. But with Tocchet's way of coaching, right, we're not going to see these players jump the ozone, and that's something that's very notable. And a lot of fans, for whatever reason, get upset about it, and I don't understand that, because I think in this day and age with hockey, you have to play a two-way game. And while players like Matvei Michkov, we don't see him adjusting as well to that system, it's not meant just for a guy like Michkov. I mean, we've been seeing Bobby Brink playing a lot better hockey with Tocchet. So I think it goes to that. But also the addition of Trevor Zegras. I know that a lot of people were, wondering, because I saw fans asking all the time, what's he going to do? Is he going to be that efficient? When it comes to the shootout, Zegras is one of the most effective players during a shootout. And we see Couturier, the captain of the Philadelphia Flyers, who had a lot of drama last year with John Tortorella. Don't blame him whatsoever, by the way. I saw what happened inside the locker room. I don't blame him. But what I can say is he's been playing a much better contest. So overall, we're seeing the Philadelphia Flyers take a step forward, and this is a better hockey team. Is this a playoff hockey team? Probably not still. And I hate to be that negative person, but can
I just say, I don't care if they're a playoff team.
No, they have to be fun.
I want them to be interesting. There was a point years ago where this team was boring as watching paint dry. Like the style of play was pathetic at times.
Trust me, I was there at all 42 home games. It was not fun.
I'm happy you brought up Tyson Forster, because I am a huge Forster guy.
Thank you.
Since Cutter Gauthier is no longer in this organization.
Thank God.
He's a good player.
He's lighting it up in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Cutter Gauthier is the kid who grew up who never got his rear kicked.
True.
Like, he's never been humbled. He's never been put down. He's just, he's been told how great and wonderful he is. And as soon as someone told him he wasn't great and wonderful, he got, mad and got, I don't want to be here anymore.
Look, but he didn't get his bonus, though. I mean, can you blame him for being a little ticked off that he was drafted as early as he was, and that the team that drafted him wasn't willing to give him a bonus?
No. For Danny Briere and Patrick Sharp to fly out to the World Juniors and for him to basically shut the door in their face and say, I'm not talking to you, That's a you problem. I don't care. Like what?
But where there were conversations that happened before that.
Well, there was a conversation before that led up to it. But my thing is, if you're worried about your bonus, shouldn't that be an agent problem?
Well, that's the issue.
Well, then that agent problem.
Right. So then why? So why is he blaming the Flyers?
Because the Anaheim Ducks were willing to give him that. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not defending him.
Because his agent's an imbecile.
Well, the agent is what costed us, I believe, probably the best defenseman in the draft 2 years ago, Zeev Boyum.
Yep.
Because he manages, or whatever the term for agents are.
He handles. He's his handler.
Yeah. Zeev Boyum and Cutter
I'm here to
Gauthier.
help, Alex.
And then we move a trade spot back to take Jet Luchenko. And I'm not willing to say I'm completely out on Jet Luchenko, but to me, just got traded from Guelph, which I think is going to do great things for his career because Guelph was a dumpster fire. But Cutter to me, or not Cutter, Jet Luchenko to me is more 3C, possibly 2C. Great power, penalty kill guy.
He's a depth center. He's not an elite center.
He will never be a top 6.
Zeev Boyum was leading the Minnesota Wild's power play, who at one point at this season was the #1 power play in the league.
I know he's on my fantasy hockey team.
Yeah, Zeev is an amazing player. But to get back to Tyson Forster, he can be that kind of replacement to a Cutter Gauthier because Forster's shot is unreal.
Yep.
You get this guy in a one-time spot. If you get a above our average power play, if he's in a one-time position, this guy can net a lot of goals. I think he's a big proponent to where this rebuild goes, whether it's going to be good or bad. This guy could be a 30-plus goal scorer on a consistent basis. But I think if we want to get this rebuild going quicker and get a good hockey team on the ice, Danny Briere and the front office have always said this upcoming offseason, this is the offseason. This is the year that we're going to be aggressive, take the swings. But the big problem has been a lot of these guys who are becoming free agents or restricted free agents, they signed their tickets long term. A guy like Jack Eichel, he's signed. But a guy who hasn't signed yet, who has relations to Rick Tocchet, is Quinn Hughes up in Vancouver. Probably the second best defenseman, in my opinion, just behind Cale Makar, at least offensive defensive-wise. This guy is a game changer, a franchise changer. And if you're Danny Briere, the free agent market's kind of trending towards not going to be as great as we once thought it was going to be. Quinn Hughes up in Vancouver could be your option.
That's an interesting one, and I have heard that, in talks before. But with Quinn Hughes, do you think he's actually going to leave the team that he's the captain of? And the only reason why I bring that up is he wouldn't be in that same position in Philadelphia. And I know it sounds silly to you and I because we're like, if he's getting money, if he's getting opportunity, but at the same time, is he willing to give that up?
I do, only because after the whole JT Miller, Elias Pettersson situation that went down last year,
crazy.
Vancouver is not in a good spot. Elias Pettersson is not the same guy that we saw coming out of the draft. He had that really great second year. We have not seen that same Petey. And I think things in Vancouver are just going nothing but downwards. Apparently, he's close with some of the guys in Philadelphia, Quinn.
Yeah.
He had his good relationships with Tocchet. And if Vancouver is looking at, hey, we gotta just strip this down, which I think could be a very real possibility. And if Quinn's going to say, hey, I don't know if I want to re-sign here, get value out of him. And Philadelphia could be a perfect spot for him.
Now, you didn't mention a goalie, which I found very interesting because a lot of people like to say that the Flyers need to get a franchise goalie. And that makes me kind of question, are you happy with how Dan Vladar has been playing?
Yes.
I think Vladar has been way better than anyone expected.
But I also think, I don't know how long that's going to last.
That's true.
But right now, I'm not worried about the Flyers finding their franchise guy right now. Because I have Zavragin coming up and Carson Bjarnason coming up. These are two guys who are studs.
Can I just say really quick? I think that you're making an interesting point because my problem in the past has been, we need a better goaltender, but our defensemen have not always been good either. So to me, if you get a guy like Quinn Hughes, you're putting better people in front of the goaltender. So maybe, as you said, You can wait for the young guys to develop. You can wait for the young guys to get up here. You don't need to replace Vladar like immediately.
And it also goes to the power play because I was watching the game, not the game against the Islanders, the game before. I forget who they were playing.
Panthers.
Yeah. Emil Andre was on the second power play line. What are we like that? Look,
he scored 2 goals that game. Though.
Cool. Yeah, fine.
No, but it is a joke.
That's not happening on a Quinn Hughes. If he's your power play 1. You should go 4 forwards, 1 defenseman.
Yeah.
Jamie Drysdale could be your number 2 defenseman on a power play on that second line, which I do think the second line is performing, it's pretty clear, way better than the first line on the power play is. But you have Quinn Hughes running that power play at the blue line. With Trevor Zegras, Matvei Michkov, Tyson Forster on one of the wings, ready for a rocket of a shot. It could be promising.
You know what I have to say? Alex has gained my respect in this moment. I appreciate
I'm telling you.
I am telling you. Because it is true. I think Emil Andre, they were pushing him a little bit too much. And I think that he's fine for filling in if he needs to. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be a guy that's going to be consistent on the ice. And I've seen that. I also think that Igor Zamola should not be on this team.
He's only here to translate. Michkov's English has gotten better. But for that first year, it was him and Michkov.
But I have to tell you, I have spoken to Zamola plenty of times, and he's not so happy about having to translate for Michkov.
Well, who would be?
And he can speak English, by the way.
I will never understand this. Why do the Flyers cheap out on having a translator? It's just so dumb.
He's not even a translator.
No, hire it. Shohei Ohtani is a guy. Follow him everywhere.
Well, that's the problem.
Because Taka doesn't want Michkov having a translator. He wants him to just pick it up and he said that he can communicate through hockey. He can speak English. We have heard Michkov speak English. He understands it.
So why do we need Zamulov here to translate for him?
Because they're protecting Michkov. There's this one game, I can tell you this, that we asked for Michkov after the contest, and he didn't come out.
Well, I do want to go back. I was actually going to bring up the Phillies. Who's the Japanese third base? Manataka? Is that his name?
Manataki.
Yeah. I just don't know if the Phillies are getting him because there's no other Japanese
the
player.
The Phillies never get Japanese.
They never.
Okay.
Because there's no other Japanese
this
players
goes back to Hideo Nomo back in the 90s.
But
if the Phillies tried to bid for him and basically they shut it down.
But there was a stud Russian player playing in the KHL last year, Maxim Shavanov, who seemed to be a lock to come to Philly. And then the Islanders of all teams ended up sweeping him up to.
Well, that's my concern about Quinn Hughes. I'm concerned he's going to go to the Devils and join his brother.
Well, that's the thing. If the
brothers,
right,
if the trade's made, there has to be some
forgot
sort.
Both of them on the team.
You can't be the Carolina Hurricanes of last year trading for Mikko Rantanen, not having a deal set in place. If you're making the deal to get a Quinn Hughes, look, not saying they are, but if this is in the cards, there has to be a deal 8-year because this is the last year you can sign an 8-year deal. That has to be done.
Well, that was my question really quick, and that is, with Quinn Hughes, instead of waiting for free agency, do you trade for him and offer him a contract when he walks in the door?
Yes, because if not, there is a cup contender that will make that trade for Quinn Hughes. You can't sit around and wait for the possibility. And look, maybe Vancouver just sends him the ticket and says, hey, we want you to stick around. That could be also a possibility. I don't know if they're going into a rebuild. I would say they should.
I will say this, and this is kind of where I think we forget about this part of it. Hughes is not Canadian, so typically non-Canadian players are not as loyal to the Canadian teams.
And it's relatively a similar market to Vancouver. A Canadian market is a Canadian market. It doesn't matter where in Canada you're playing. Media is on you. In Philadelphia, the media is on you, so he can play in that sort of environment. But as you said, he's not Canadian. He's more closer to home, closer to his brothers too.
Haley, correct me if I'm wrong. The Hughes brothers are from Florida, right?
I thought they were from Michigan.
Are they? I don't
know. I know. I'm going to Google this because I'm pretty sure it's Michigan.
I thought they were from Florida, but I could be wrong.
Where are the Hughes? I'm sure that's a Google
search. I thought
search.
It was Boston for a second, but I just kind of.
We're all just naming random
That might have
towns.
just been because I'm figuring.
Oh, okay. Wow. So we're both right. Quinn is from Florida. Luke is from New Hampshire. Oh, wait, I was not right.
Look, Florida can't make any more trades. I refuse that.
Utah.
What?
Wait, no, that's the rock band, the Hughes Brothers.
Oh my God.
All right.
Google is showing me like all these different things. No, but
Hold on. I'm now you're just now I'm getting
it
annoyed.
says Quinn is from Florida and Luke is from New Hampshire.
Quinn was born in 1999 in Florida. Luke was...
Well, they were Michigan.
He was born in New Hampshire.
I think you're thinking because
in
Quinn Hughes played at U
2003.
of M.
Yeah, but they have a house. They have a house in Michigan because they did a documentary on the family during the
So
off
Jack
season.
was also born in Florida.
Okay.
So Jackie and Quinn were born in Florida, and then Luke was born in New Hampshire. This is a traveling family over here.
Look, Jack, you go play with Tate McRae. Go play with Tate McRae, Jack Hughes. Let this Flyers team win for once. Let us get the golden ticket. Like Quinn Hughes, please.
Do people know who Tate McRae is that are listening right now?
You should. I mean, what? She's our generation's, like, Paul Bissonnette called her our generation Shakira. Like,
You're speaking for all of us right now. Josh and I are like, I don't know about that.
well, like she's a prominent name, I'd say, Tate McRae, right?
Ish.
Maybe like
I would say if I lined up like 10 sports fans, probably like 6 or 7 have no clue.
All right, well,
if I
regardless.
said, do you know who Tate McRae is? They would probably be like, is
Ask
that...
if you're listening in the car right now. Ask your
Yeah.
daughter or wife or something. Like they'll probably
Or your son.
yeah, son too. Yeah,
Your college-age son.
Yeah.
Who's
Like-
Tate McRae?
Either way, Philly's got to get a win. The Flyers got to get a win at some point, and it can be Quinn Hughes.
By the way, isn't Tate McRae also Canadian?
She is.
Yes.
She played. She performed at the All-Star game a couple of years ago.
Where are we going with this?
Well, you brought up Tate McRae.
I was just saying, let us win for once. Let us get the.
We get Quinn Hughes. You get Tate McRae, New Jersey Devils.
Canadian.
Woo!
Yeah, that seems like
Hockey.
a fair trade-off.
I'm going to try to get the show back on track. She's Haley Taylor Simon. He's Alex Berardis. I'm Josh Hennig, hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. We'll get to some of your texts coming up on the other side. As always, hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN is being brought to you by the place where you can watch the Flyers tonight. If you don't want to listen on 97.3 ESPN, I don't know why you wouldn't want to listen. Tim Saunders, Todd Fedoruk calling the game. You know you guys' mics are on right now and you're talking off the air.
Yeah, we play the Devils tonight, even more so.
I'm trying to do a live read here, and I hear you guys talking off mics. I will turn off your mics for you, okay? Now you guys can talk to your heart's content off the microphone. But tonight, if you don't want to listen to Tim Saunders and Todd Fedoruk call the game, you can catch the game over at the best sports bar in South Jersey. Yesterday's Creekside Tavern on Roosevelt Boulevard in Marmora with the sound on for every Eagles, Flyers, and Sixers game. Don't miss out on all of their food specials during the week, Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. Reverse happy hour specials, 9 p.m. to close each week. Plus, yesterday's Creekside Tavern Marmora has the game's on not just on the main bar, but also on the back deck, which is enclosed. So if you want to get a little about outdoor ambiance, about the cold weather, you can go on the back deck. Yes, it's Creekside Tavern Marmora. Call your friends. Catch all the games at the Y. More of Hanging with Hennig coming up next on 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City and streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedoruk bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
They score! Konechny on the one-timer, and TK makes no mistake, the power play goal.
It's Flyers Devils tonight. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Flyers hockey all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey, 97.3 ESPN.
Making your home look brand new is what Work of Art Construction can do for you. Ready to remodel your bathroom or have a kitchen makeover? Art Masker has 40 years of experience in construction and knows how to make your home look like a work of art. Want to install a new back deck or invest in a new front door? Just call Art Masker at 609-788-4271 to learn more. Visit Work of Art Construction on Instagram to see how Work of Art Construction can make your home look brand new. Beautify your home with Work of Art. Call him at 609-788-4271 and let them make your home truly a work of art.
This football season, catch every game at the best sports bar in South Jersey. Yesterday's Creekside Tavern in Marmora features every Eagles game with the sound on, along with the biggest college football games on their TVs every Saturday. Don't miss out on yesterday's nightly food specials starting at 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, along with reverse happy hour specials 9 p.m. to close each week. Plus, with the Flyers and Sixers season starting up, the place to be to watch the game is yesterday's Creekside Tavern on Roosevelt Boulevard in Marmora. So call your friends and catch all the games at the Y.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Bush, the iconic band. One night, all their classics. Featuring songs from their hot new album, I Beat Loneliness, as well as all of the fan favorites. Saturday, December 13th, Ovation Hall in Ocean Casino Resort. Special guest, Soul Asylum. Bush. Tickets on sale now at theoceanac.com. Don't miss Bush. Live.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,400 off, plus get free delivery on select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Warm up this fall with an incredible seafood boil. Try the Uncle George with succulent snow crabs, tasty mussels, and shrimp. There's the Pete's Feast with 2 pounds of sweet succulent crab legs, a dozen shrimp, clams, and a pound of mussels. Or create your own boil. Add a lobster tail or a delicious Dungeness cluster. Include smoked sausage, corn, and potatoes, served in our tasty broth, made with white wine and our signature seasonings. A shellfish lover's dream at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, the official sports bar of your world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Go where the players go. Come join us all season for Eagles pep rallies, watch parties, and the best in-game experience anywhere. Ice cold draft beer, world famous food, and fan-friendly fun for every Eagles game. Every Monday night in South Philly, the Jordan Mailata Show, presented by Miller Lite, followed by Chicky and Pete's Players Lounge with a current player, hosted by Ike Reese and Hugh Douglas. Go where the players go. Chickies and Pete's.
If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, you cannot afford to miss the Black Friday used car liquidation sale. Friday and Saturday only at Automotive Avenues in Wall Township and Sewell, New Jersey. Take advantage of over $1 million in price drops, but for only 2 days and only at Automotive Avenues, New Jersey's highest volume used car dealership. This Friday and Saturday. Get there early and don't miss out. Visit Automotive Avenues of Wall or Automotive Avenues of Sewell or online at AutoAvNJ.com.
Caesars Sportsbook app is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now back to Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig back here on 97.3 ESPN. Of course, Hanging with Hennig being brought to you, as always, by Caesars Sportsbook, the only sportsbook app offering you Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action, earn perks on every game, like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X to place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open new users in New Jersey or 21 or older. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. As promised, we're going to get back to some of you guys' thoughts and comments out there, texting in. If you're listening on 97.3 ESPN FM, you're listening on X or YouTube. Of course, you can comment on the YouTube stream at Josh Hennig. And, of course, we have the text board coming in as well from the last hour. George from Galloway chimed in. He says, now that you mentioned it, Josh, I would love to see an ESPN 30 for 30 on the Howie Roseman tenure from before Chip Kelly through the Chip Kelly era to the post-Chip Kelly era. I watched that. I would actually need 2 parts for that, though. I need like a part 1 and part 2.
Oh, the Chip Kelly era. That's going to involve a drink or something at hand if I have to get through that.
Like, I would love to see, like, that, like, remember how the U is broken up into 2 parts, that documentary?
Yeah.
Like, I want to see, like, part 1 is, like, Howie Roseman, Eagles intern to Chip Kelly era. And then part 2 is, like, post-Chip Kelly era.
It would be so hard to watch the Chip Kelly era.
Oh, I would.
That's why a drink at hand.
Listen, I'm not against having a drink. I'm just saying that for me, I still want to see it just because it's just, like, there was so much of it. Like, so one of my fondest memories here at 97.3 ESPN is I actually first started working here in 2015. And there's a whole story behind that, but shout out to Mike Gill for, reaching out to me and giving me the opportunity. And, Mike Gill actually had taken a day off, and we weren't planning to be on the radio that day. We actually had, other games and stuff to put on, bowl games, bowl season. And then Chip Kelly gets fired. And my first daily shift here at 97.3, Mike Gill reached out to me, and he said, you need to get on the radio right now because Chip Kelly got fired. And I was like, all right. Now, we will preface by saying I was on the radio for almost 9 years of the previous job. So I wasn't like my first on shift ever. But my first on-air shift here was that. And it was me coming on, and I'm like texting John McMullen, who's now with, Birds 365. But at the time, he was Sports Illustrated. And I'm like, John, I need somebody to come on to talk about this game. So it's impromptu sports bash on a day when I was supposed to have a sports bash because Chip Kelly got fired. It was like, that was my first. So I actually have fond memories of Chip Kelly.
Interesting. I feel like you're one in a few people to
pretty much
said that.
You gotta talk about the good news that Chip Kelly was no longer part of this organization. I am very envious of you.
Yeah, I got to do that in 2015.
It's like ding dong, the witch is dead.
Right. By the way, isn't it funny how Chip Kelly has been fired from the Eagles, fired from the 49ers, fired from UCLA, and now fired from the Raiders?
It's such a
well,
joke.
wasn't he at Ohio State too?
But he wasn't fired.
Oh, he took the Raiders.
He won the national championship and then took the Raiders job.
Okay.
Right. Then he got fired. You notice how Chip Kelly never gets fired when he has an offensive coordinator job? He only gets fired when he's a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's inevitable.
Until now. And now he gets fired as an offensive coordinator. It's like the poor guy can't do anything now.
That's okay. Hang it up.
Penn State's going to pick him up and just ruin my day.
Going from James Franklin to
Chip
Kelly.
It's going to happen. Chip Kelly's going to come into Happy Valley, make it Sad Valley, and
I still want. I know it's not going to happen because I think I know who's going to be the head coach, but I genuinely think that I would love to see John Gruden as the head coach of Penn State.
If it's the guy you're talking about, I'm not necessarily mad at it. I'm just curious what his recruiting is going to look like.
Well, so I think it's going to be one of two people for Penn State. And again, I am not an insider. I just read a lot, okay? So I think it's going to be either Joe Brady, because the Petulas are big donors for Penn State, or I think it's going to be Bob Chesney from James Madison.
I think now that's actually something I haven't thought about, but I can see that makes sense because JMU, I feel like he's going to outgrow JMU. He might already be there, but I do think it's going to be Joe Brady just because of the Pagula connection, which I'm not mad at. I just have to see whether you can recruit or not. That's the only.
Well, that's where it's like you bring in somebody you can recruit
because. Like the offense, I just need someone who can coach a good offense. Literally in Philadelphia too. Like I just need someone who can draw up a good offensive scheme and not crumble when Ohio State or Michigan walks through the doors.
Well, for example, like when Pete Carroll first went to USC, that's when he brought Ed Orgeron with him to USC, and then they brought Ed Orgeron back to LSU because you just bring guys around for recruiting sometimes. You know, Shane Beamer, half the reason why he has the South Carolina job is because he was an elite recruiter at Oklahoma. So, to me, if you're like a Joe Brady, you just got to find a dude who's like, that's his thing. Like, he's a recruiter. Like, and then you could just be Joe Brady.
A guy I'm like hopeful for, even though I know there's like 0%, because he's got his own thing. Like Lane Kiffin. If Lane Kiffin just wants to come up north, I would be so for that.
I don't have any inside information, but I thought that what Lane Kiffin did yesterday was very interesting. Because I don't know if you guys saw the viral video of him ripping into that reporter, you know, who basically tried to accuse him that, like, you know, he's always the bridesmaid, he's never the bride. And he basically MF'd him out. Like, I think Lane's staying at Ole Miss. I really do. I think he's looking around the SEC and being like, Florida's dumpster fire. LSU doesn't know what they want. I'm just better off staying here.
It just doesn't make sense why he would leave, though. Like, you're at a SEC top 10 team right now. Like, unless they're going to offer you.
Well, with Texas A&M losing yesterday, he might go to the SEC championship now.
Yeah, like.
It's crazy.
Unless someone just offers him, like, a blank check and just says whatever you want, like, I'm staying at Ole Miss. Like,
yeah, but I think Ole Miss has the boosters to, like, offset that. Like, there's really only 4 schools that have, like, stupid booster money in college football. It's like Texas A&M, it's Texas, it's Oklahoma, and it's like USC basically, or Michigan. Like, those are like the 5. Like, if you're not one of those 5 schools, you have really good boosters already. You just don't have like stupid money boosters.
I mean that's how they got Bryce Underwood, Michigan. They
pretty much
outbid LSU.
Yeah. They literally outbid them. And by the way, they look pretty smart. Pretty up Trinidad Chambliss, who was a D2 quarterback. And they were like, we just need a backup quarterback. He came in, took the job, and now Ole Miss might be going to the college football playoff. It's crazy.
They won the Egg Bowl.
Listen, I got to say, that was a huge win for them because anytime you got to go down to Mississippi State. By the way, Haley, I don't know if you noticed, I'm a huge college football nerd. So.
Oh, I know that. Okay. I'm letting you cook right now.
Those cowbells just rattling.
Those cowbells in Starkville are absolutely nuts. Like that, like they say that that's one of the loudest environments in all of college football with those people ringing those cowbells. Like, can you imagine how tired your arm is after like ringing a cowbell for like 2-3 hours?
Look at Penn State, like we have the like pom-pom things, like
it's not as heavy as a cowbell.
No, but like you're going the entire time. Like it still gets a little tiring.
A little tiring. It's if it did a 10-pound cowbell. It's like a workout for like 2-3 hours. It's like you probably got like strong forearms if you're a Mississippi State fan.
Oh, that's such a Penn State thing. We have pom-poms.
Okay.
Look,
we have our own problems to figure out. Our pom-poms aren't one of my concerns right now.
We have to wave our pom-poms.
Shakers. I don't know what you want to call it, but either way, find me a head coach. And a good quarterback and good receivers.
What's more random? Is it the pom-poms or the WVU Burns couches?
Hey, listen. Been there, done that. No.
You burned couches?
I was a witness to a couch
You
burning.
were a witness to it.
You lit that flame.
You know what? No. I'm not going to plead the fifth. But it is a fun, thing, that Yeah, Arsenal, let's go. Arsonist, Haley. No. I'm just a Penn State hater, to be honest with you. And my hate for Penn State, I'm not going to, I like you.
Look, I've gone back and forth with Gil about it the summers that I've been here.
Yeah, Gil doesn't like Penn State.
Yeah, but Gil hates Pitt way more than Penn State.
I hate Pitt.
You should. But I just got to say,
I can't say that on the radio.
Yeah, you can't say what you're supposed to say. But
I do hate Pitt.
I appreciate you refraining.
But we played WVU, I think my junior year or my senior year, and we waxed them.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. But in rifle, I just want to say this, that the Mountaineers rifle team is the #1 ranked rifle team.
Who's got a rifle team? Like, who are you
Army,
battling against?
Navy.
Okay.
We're higher than our Army and Navy.
Listen,
rifle
Atlantic
team.
Cape Community College used to have the #1 archery team in all of college sports, okay?
Probably better than Penn State's.
Honestly.
We aren't.
Does Penn State even have archery team?
I
doubt it.
I respect that so much. That they just are him at archery. Like
men's and women's.
I respect that more than you could imagine.
Like, and I'm not saying this to be mean because I'm not trying to pick on you, Alex, but like, I feel like at Penn State right now, if I'm to rank the sports, like in terms of like what you guys are good at that is not football, I feel like the women's sports are like way better than the men's sports at Penn State at this point.
Look, we have
the gymnastics team.
The gymnastics team.
No, the men's. Didn't that guy go to the Olympics?
Well, the one guy did, but the women's gymnastics team almost won the national championship.
Yeah, that is
true.
true.
Our women's volleyball.
Women's volleyball
unreal.
too.
Our wrestling is like
wrestling
the
is high
greatest
level.
wrestling school of all time.
I would dispute that. But
of all time.
I'm saying like up there, like we are like a.
Okay, Liv Morgan.
No. Penn State's wrestling is head and shoulders, I think, above anybody, at least right now.
But now, yes, but not all time. That's
our lacrosse is getting there. Like we were good. We made it to the Final Four.
Okay, I was trying to compliment women's sports over here, and you just took it like 20 different directions.
What do you mean? I said the women's volleyball team is unreal because they are.
They are an elite.
And then you went to wrestling.
They went to wrestling.
Well, because you can't.
And then lacrosse.
Well, you can't talk about other Penn
How
State
about women's
sports.
soccer?
I'm not familiar with
the women's soccer team is solid.
Yeah.
They've developed some women who are playing in the NWSL right now.
Yeah, but I'm not familiar with just college soccer in general.
By the way, anyone who's listened to 97.3 knows for a long time, one of my secret wheelhouses is actually women's gymnastics.
Okay.
So, yeah. I was actually tracking the whole scandal years ago with the U.S. Olympic team because I've been following gymnastics for a very long time because the first sport I ever played, little Josh was sent to gymnastics because I was bouncing off the walls.
Wow.
So
this guy is
it's like a fun fact of the day.
This guy's flexible, more flexible than anybody I've ever seen.
That's okay.
That's the reason why people usually leave the workout room when I'm stretching in the side room. Okay, because they just leave.
Hands to toes. Like stretching.
More and more like hands, palms to floor, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
whoa. Okay.
All right. Back
okay,
on
Josh.
track here.
Let's get back to sports.
Yeah.
609-403-0973. Joey D. in Ventnor chimes in. He says, "Hey guys, it's frustrating being a fan of the Eagles' offense. You can't waste a championship team with a first-time play caller from promoting from within. Kellen Moore is an outsider, and he brought us a ring. We should do that. By the way, he says it's very refreshing to hear a woman on the show."
Aw. That took me a second to think it was. I was like, oh, it's me. Hi.
Joey D. in Ventnor.
Joey D., I appreciate you. And man, I'm so frustrated with Kevin Patullo, so I'm glad that I had an opportunity to talk about my hatred towards him today.
I thought about that yesterday. I was like, wow. Because usually I do weekends on 97.3 ESPN. I usually have to wait that entire week to voice my opinion on these Eagles games. For the first time, it was last night. So these are raw emotions here from me. My hatred to this Eagles offense.
The hatred's been building.
This is my villain origin story.
Also, I brought this up earlier in one of the commercial breaks. Where's Jihad Campbell on the defensive side? 0 defensive snaps yesterday, playing special teams. It's not like our defensive line is lighting it up, so to speak.
No.
We could have used a play or two from Jihad Campbell.
Listen, I think the problem with Jihad Campbell right now is they don't have a defined role for him with the Kobe Dean back. I think he was playing that role for so long that, to me, they don't know what to do with him. Not that Fangio can't figure it out, but it's almost like I think what Fangio wants to do, he can't do. And I'm not speaking of this because I'm just basing it on Fangio has talked about that a lot of times he has to adjust his play calling to the personnel. And I think Fangio, knowing what he did with the 49ers years ago, knowing what he did with the Chicago Bears, knowing what he did in Indianapolis years ago, I think he would love to have a 3 linebacker look. I think he would love to have Campbell, Dean, and Bond all out there. But because of today's NFL offenses, it's hard to have 3 linebackers out there because then you take at least one of the defensive backs off the field. And I think the worry is that if you get a running back or a slot on one of the linebackers, you're going to get basically chopped and screwed.
Okay, now, question here. BG comes in rotating as one of those final edge rushers.
Yes.
I'd rather Campbell out there, honestly, being one of those rotational pieces than BG.
I hear what you're saying, but Fangio has said multiple times he doesn't think Campbell is good enough of an edge rusher.
I just like Campbell.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying that's what he says.
Yeah, that's why.
I'd rather him out there, 1, for development, but 2, I think he can make a bit better impact right now than BG can.
Well, I think the way they should do it is it should be a 3-3 front at this point. I think it should be you should have Davis, Carter, and fill in the blank defensive lineman. I don't know why Ty Robinson's got almost no run this year, but whoever, Ajoma, whoever. But then have the linebackers offset in a classic 3-4 setup where you have Campbell and Nolan Smith as the 2 classic edge rushers in the 3-4 scheme. Let Dean and Bond stay in the middle. And then you said that the big guys clogging up for the center and the guard. That's a way to get Campbell on the field and do what you're saying, Alex, which is use him as an edge rusher, use him as a coverage linebacker, use him in the run game.
A guy who I've been very impressed with, he had an interception last night, Jalix Hunt. I think he's been stepping up, playing very well.
Former safety Jalix Hunt.
I think he's kind of making it hard for him to just not be a consistent guy starter out there.
I've been impressed with Jordan Davis this season. He has stepped up big time, had some great tackles in yesterday's game, and we don't give him enough credit because this was a guy that we were kind of talking as a fan base prior to the season beginning, saying, hey, is he going to have a job here on this team? And he stepped up big time.
And speaking of having a job here, I don't know if Nakobe Dean's going to be here after this year just because of who's getting the money, who you're going to be able to pay. And I think that's where Jahad Campbell is going to.
I'm not worried about him for this reason. I think that eventually Bond's going to move on. I don't think Bond is going to be here beyond his current contract, and I think that Dean's going to slide into that slot, and then Campbell will be next to him. And the other thing is, Dean doesn't have the ego that some of these other guys do. He is a team leader. He was the guy who controlled the Georgia locker room down there in Athens. So to me, I think he'll be more of a team contract guy than some of the other guys will.
I mean, yeah, he's the play caller out there. So if you lose him, that's kind of a big loss there.
I think that Bond, what is Bond now? 29, I think? I
want to say 29, actually.
I feel like in a few years, because Dean's 5 years younger than Bond is. So, at some point, you're going to let Bond, we know what the Eagles do. The Eagles organization says,
28.
He's 28. Okay. When does he turn 29? Next year then?
December 30th.
So he turns 29 this year.
In 30 days.
Okay. So he is turning 29.
Yeah.
So, right. So a couple of years from now, he's going to be 31, turning 32. And, maybe it's time to move on from him and let Dean and Campbell run the roost.
This just sounds exactly like the Kyle Schwarber conversation.
This is very different than the Kyle Schwarber conversation.
It's just the similar age range. I don't know. It's just the 32, I think, thing. You said it just brought back Kyle Schwarber thoughts to me for some reason.
By the way, we got a Penn State guy chiming in on the stream. He says, big game for the Knicks today. Beat Rutgers. Bowl eligible.
Look, if we can't beat Rutgers, I don't know. Actually, I'm done with them right now. I just need to get to next season. I need to get to the transfer portal.
Welcome to the club. Done with Penn State?
Look, Penn State has had some dark times, dark times.
Well, that's a little different conversation.
But that's why I praise James Franklin for what he's done. He's given us some help.
James Franklin's going to have Vodtech turned around in 2 years. Watch. They're going to win the ACC championship.
Yeah, but he'll go down as the greatest Virginia Tech head coach of all time if he just does exactly what he did at Penn State. Just gets them to 10-2. That's all he needs to do, and he'll be like...
He's got to get into a national championship game. Frank Beamer got them to a championship game in the BCS era, back when there was only 2 teams that made the championship game.
All right, true.
Thanks. He's Alex Berardis. I'm Josh Hennig. She's Haley Taylor Simon. We're hanging with you, hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. Is being brought to you by my friends over at Prevail Nutrition. Ashley at Prevail Nutrition has been doing for almost a decade of meal prep service here in South Jersey that allows customers to design their own meal plan, or you can choose from a wide variety of chef-designed meals in their weekly changing Prevail Selects menu. You can order online or pick up at prevailnutrition.club. Orders are $50, get free shipping. Prevail Nutrition delivered to Atlantic and Cumberland counties, along with Ocean City. Or you can pick up your meals every Monday and Friday in Galloway. Check out more information at prevailnutrition.club. Find out why Prevail Nutrition is my go-to choice for Prevail meals and foods. Order online now at prevailnutrition.com. Coming up here on Hang with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN, War Games!
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey.
ESPN Radio. It's a Big Ten rivalry game with playoff implications. 6th-ranked Oregon faces the Washington Huskies in Seattle. The Ducks are looking to lock in a playoff berth. While this will be Washington's biggest win of the season, 6th-ranked Oregon at Washington.
It's College Football Saturday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 3 p.m.
College Football Saturday, brought to you by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Get ready to level up your game day at Tropicana Atlantic City. Introducing Gridiron Pit, powered by Caesars Sportsbook, a high-energy fan zone where blackjack meets big screens, bold bites, and big wins. Play your hand, catch every snap, indulge in tailgate-inspired food and drinks, and spin the big wheel of prizes. Every Saturday and Sunday throughout football season, Gridiron Pit, where the thrill of the game meets the rush of the table. Located near the cashier cage. Learn more at Caesars.com. Must be 21 or older. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tired of cooking and planning all of your meals each and every day? You need Prevail Nutrition to simplify your life. For almost a decade, Prevail Nutrition is a local meal prep company located in South Jersey that allows customers to design their own meal plan. Or you can choose from a wide variety of chef-designed meals on their weekly changing Prevail Selects menu. You can order online for pickup or get free delivery on orders of over $50. Prevail Nutrition delivers to Atlantic and Cumberland counties along with Ocean City. Or you can pick up your meals every Monday and Friday. Learn more about how Prevail Nutrition can simplify your life. Visit their website at prevailnutrition.club. Check out Prevail Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram. Prevail Nutrition is my go-to choice for prepared meals and food. Order online, like me, at prevailnutrition.club.
Black Friday savings are here at the Home Depot, which means it's time to add new cordless power to your collection. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from one of our top brands like Ryobi or Milwaukee, you'll get a select tool from that same brand for free. Click into one of our best deals of the season and stock up on tools for all your upcoming projects. Get Black Friday savings happening now at the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has been proudly serving South Jersey for over 20 years. Owner Matt Calloway was born and raised in Cape May County and has over 25 years of experience in the heating and cooling industry, as well as fireplaces, plumbing, and bathroom renovations. You can always count on a licensed and insured local contractor like TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling to be there promptly and to fix your problem right the first time. If your home needs a little TLC, get TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today. Online at tlcphc.com.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Warm up this fall with an incredible seafood boil. Try the Uncle George with succulent snow crabs, tasty mussels, and shrimp. There's the Pete's Feast with 2 pounds of sweet succulent crab legs, a dozen shrimp, clams, and a pound of mussels. Or create your own boil. Add a lobster tail or a delicious Dungeness cluster. Include smoked sausage, corn, and potatoes, served in our tasty broth, made with white wine and our signature seasonings. A shellfish lover's dream at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, the official sports bar of your world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Go where the players go. Come join us all season for Eagles pep rallies, watch parties, and the best in-game experience anywhere. Ice cold draft beer, world famous food, and fan-friendly fun for every Eagles game. Every Monday night in South Philly, the Jordan Mailata Show, presented by Miller Lite, followed by Chicky and Pete's Players Lounge with a current player, hosted by Ike Reese and Hugh Douglas. Go where the players go. Chickies and Pete's.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,400 off, plus get free delivery on select appliances like LG, America's most reliable line of appliances. Check out the newest LG refrigerator with new mini craft ice, straight from the dispenser. Shop Black Friday savings on select LG appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Caesars Sportsbook app is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Max bet at $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now back to Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Who is right? You are an ox and a moron.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Hello? Get back in the room.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. Before we get out of here, don't forget it's being brought to you by Work of Art Construction. They can make your home look brand new. Ready to remodel your bathroom or have a kitchen makeover? How about a brand new front door or a remodeled back deck? Call 609-788-4271 and learn how Art Masker's 40 years of construction experience can make your home look like a work of art. Tell them about, you heard them on 97.3 ESPN. Receive 10% off your next project at your home. 609-788-4271 for Work of Art Construction. All right, before we get out of here, I wanted to hit on more games. I got some theories for you guys. I know you guys, we've been debating throughout the break, the theories. So I want to give you my quick 3 theories here real quick, all right? Number 1, I think Roman is going to put his team over tonight. I think they want the Vision to lose so they can break up the Vision going into 2026. That's my first theory for tonight.
I think for my first theory tonight is that Liv Morgan is going to return to help her Dom, and he's going to win back the IC title over John Cena.
My War Games theory is Rey Mysterio is going to cost Dom his match tonight in his hometown of San Diego. John Cena, the GOAT's going to win. And it's all going to be thanks to the deadbeat dad that is Rey Mysterio.
So my heart says I want Cena to win, but my head says that Dom's going to win for this reason. I don't think they want Cena to retire with the belt. I think they want Dom to get the belt back heading into 2026 because you could argue, and I know, Haley, you may not like me saying this, I think Dom Mysterio is arguably one of the greatest heels in WWE history. He is the way he leans into it is absolutely incredible to me, and I think that they want to capitalize on it.
He is the greatest heel of all time.
I wouldn't go all time, but
I'm channeling my Liv Morgan. But what he's been able to do is come out of his father's shadow and truly just get into his own name.
Be very different.
I love Dominic. I'm going to ride with him. I do think the deadbeat is going to show up at some point tonight because it is going to be in San Diego.
See, I'm not a fan of the Nepo baby, but I still think he gets the belt back.
He gets it back.
See, I only see that part because I don't think Cena's winning his final match, whether it's going to be Jey Uso or Gunther.
I think he actually does win his final match because I think he's going to face Miz.
Tell me why.
Well, my original theory is that they were going to use his final match to leverage somebody for 2026. But now looking at the fact that who is left in the field after the first round of matches, I'm starting to get the feeling that they want Cena to go out with one more win.
But it's going to be Gunther, the ring general.
Well, if it's Gunther, then yes, Gunther's going to win because they're going to use it to leverage him for next year.
That's in my opinion what's going to play out.
Except that there's no belt on the line, then does it really matter if Cena wins or loses?
Well, then Dom has to lose tonight.
That's the only reason I see it playing out that way.
Exactly.
I love Dominic. He's going to win.
Vision should win, though, tonight.
They should.
Can I say I like your theory about Charlotte turning heel tonight?
Thank you. I think she will.
I think the only way the Vision loses tonight is if Brock Lesnar just turns on the Vision and just takes out everybody, and then...
Listen, there's a reason why I wore this shirt, okay? I think Roman is going to wreck tonight because they want Roman to be in a position to fight for a belt at WrestleMania next year.
It's going to be him and Cody for the third time.
Run it back.
Which I'm here for. I'm not against that, but...
It's either going to be him and Cody or him or CM Punk.
Yeah.
Haley Taylor-Simon, thanks for your first day here at Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. She'll be back next week along with Alex Berardis. I am Josh Hennig. Like, subscribe. Haley, plug the social medias real fast.
Haley T. Simon on Twitter, Instagram, and that's all you get.
I'm Josh Hennig. We wrap up the show. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good night.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Warm up this fall with an incredible seafood boil. Try the Uncle George with succulent snow crabs, tasty mussels, and shrimp. There's the Pete's Feast with 2 pounds of sweet succulent crab legs, a dozen shrimp, clams, and a pound of mussels. Or create your own boil. Add a lobster tail or a delicious Dungeness cluster. Include smoked sausage, corn, and potatoes, served in our tasty broth, made with white wine and our signature seasonings. A shellfish lover's dream at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, the official sports bar of your world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Go where the players go. Come join us all season for Eagles pep rallies, watch parties, and the best in-game experience anywhere. Ice cold draft beer, world famous food, and fan-friendly fun for every Eagles game. Every Monday night in South Philly, the Jordan Mailata Show, presented by Miller Lite, followed by Chicky and Pete's Players Lounge with a current player, hosted by Ike Reese and Hugh Douglas. Go where the players go. Chickies and Pete's.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,400 off, plus get free delivery on select appliances like LG, America's most reliable line of appliances. Check out the newest LG refrigerator with new mini craft ice, straight from the dispenser. Shop Black Friday savings on select LG appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery.